The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
I could take 20 Xanax. Get out of here.
You do the overdose challenge.
No.
See how
it on
many you can
TikTok?
take and survive. It's the new thing.
This is getting dark, Bubba.
All the kids are doing it.
He wants me to die.
You do it to a fun song, though, and it makes it cool.
Babyface, shut up before literally I come over there and just go. So I feel like stabbing him.
Oh,
yeah.
He'll do it.
It's
It's
very
hands on set the
specific.
other day.
Let's finally get some use out of that
That's
show
intimate.
dagger.
That is
you're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Mommy, oh my God. Hold on, stand by. The Bubba the Love Sponge show, Friday, April 12th, 2024. Myself, Lummy, Dr. Dan, Seth Kushner, Anna Hummel, Rhett McGillicuddy, and Macho Man. I don't know what Rhett's last name is.
Rhett McGillicuddy.
I don't think Rhett.
You don't know what it is?
Well, I do know what it is. Starts with an F.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is I don't know if he wants to, that's his real name. But that's also Seth Kushner's real name, too. And it's also Dr. Dan. Well, I guess me and Lummy are the only ones that... me, Lummy, and Macho Man are the only ones that don't use our real names.
Yep.
Right?
Isn't your legal name Bubba the Love
Hold on.
Sponge?
Whoa, hold on. What now? Hold on. So, hold on. What's that?
Isn't your legal name Bubba the Love Sponge?
Clem. Yeah.
My legal name is... Yeah, well, you're right.
We know everything about you,
No,
Bubba.
you're right. So at this point, it's just, you know what, buddy? You're right. And thank you for the correction and the redirection. More importantly, Lummy, it's just you and Macho Man that are living a secret life.
Yes.
Dan lives as public life as anybody. He's a doctor and he's a lawyer. Oh, Lummy, I just got this last minute footage of this is from 4 minutes ago. Dan making it to work. This is Dan. This is for Lummy. Breaking news. I had Rhett GoPro up Dan's car, unbeknownst to him, and this is that section when he gets on 275 and he can run it out a little bit. This is literally less than 4 minutes old. Look at this guy. Man, he is pouring the coals to it. Hit the chip.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's going great, Craig.
That's you. Get ready to hit West Shore.
Dude, they just changed the speed limit. They lowered it again by my house from 35 to 25.
Look at this. Seth, I think you would look like a cat. Have you ever seen like the cartoons where a cat gets so scared that it just like it completely hangs on the wall,
Or
like
upside down from the ceiling?
It just sticks like to the wall or ceiling.
Like a gecko.
You would look like a wild feral cat stuck against the ceiling if you were the passenger in this car.
I was with Dan, I think, a couple of times.
I did that shoot once with him. When he spent the night in the carriage house a couple times, we drove to work together, and that little shot I did full speed with him.
Yeah, he scared the hell out of
crapped
me.
himself.
And what did he really?
Yeah. But in a good way.
Look at this.
Like, it was fun. What is that?
I just sure it's real fun. A lot of fun. A lot of fun, Doc. Yeah.
It's how Dan wakes up in the
having
morning.
anxiety and having to double my Klonopin count just to start the show. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Dan.
Neil Malpazier, 25, and Bubba's Kinkle's $100.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Starting the show off. It is a Friday. We need to have a really good day. We really do, because payroll is next week. So I'm just telling you, we're a business. We're a business. I got payroll, lots of it. I mean, people like, I pay you.
Yes, sir.
I pay Rhett. I pay Macho Man. I pay Anna. I pay Seth. And yeah, that's it. I don't even pay myself well, I'll take a paycheck if there's anything left. Other than that, I sometimes don't take one.
Oh, no.
No, I've been just saying, Merch Crick's loaded,
It's the middle of that fat retirement, that golden parachute.
I don't know if this is ever going to come out or not, but I'm kind of reverse gold digging here on this deal.
Really?
Well, I mean, she pays for everything.
Really?
Wow.
She makes, I'm just saying she's loaded and she's hot and she puts up with my stuff. I mean, like, I got the best gig in the world. I really do. I mean, I got the best gig in the world.
You really do.
She pays for everything because I don't make any money. She loves me she really does love me because, what woman would do that? She puts up with my nonsense, which you guys know that I'm not the easiest person. I'm probably way easier to have a working relationship than having a romantic relationship with, because I got to think as a boss, I may be a little bit of a prick, but for the most part, I'm pretty easygoing. I'm pretty cool. Like, if you need a day off, no problem. If you want to go out back and get high, I don't care.
Yeah, but if you want to miss a day at the gym, if you're your girlfriend, then you're screwed.
Well, I'm just saying. What I'm going to just say is, I think as a boss, I think I'm way easier as a boss than I am as a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, because we can go home and get some space, and she can't.
Yeah, well, that or she just has just the density of love is just immense.
Yeah, you don't blast us.
You got her working 24/7, Bubba.
I mean, she's always a packing and a shipping. She's always doing something. I'm just saying. So, Lummy.
Shadow Panda, 1,000 bits.
It's a shame you can't make us all squirt, though, on air. It'd be better.
Oh, dear.
That's too much information.
Okay, sorry.
Come on, Danny.
Probably took 6 minutes.
Did I hear what I thought I heard?
Yes, you did.
Okay, all right.
What?
Nothing. No, it's just
Jarring.
so early for that word.
Yeah, so early. It's so early for squirt. And just let's do has to be 7 o'clock or more before we get into squirting.
But we still hold hands, and you still rub me, and you still kiss me sometimes. So it's kind of like being your girlfriend.
I don't know what dreams you're having, my friend. I'd be so insecure to have a homosexual relationship with you. I would be.
No, but we have a really close.
We do have a relationship,
non-sexual but touchy friendship.
Yeah, we do have a touchy-feely friendship, but we're not like like having intercourse or anything.
No, you're not.
You're not having to see my body naked. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, if
we're not playing thumb drive.
if I was your boyfriend, then we'd be laying in bed. You'd be seeing. I'd be looking at you.
I've seen you naked.
Now, hold on. You've under surgical conditions, and you don't think I have a very much of a scar in my head, knowing that you've seen my wiener at its smallest?
Oh man!
I mean,
okay.
Seriously.
Yeah, but
I mean, and we're friends. But if you and I are being homosexual, and I'm looking at you there in the bed, and you're like just flawless, and then I take my clothes off, and I'm not. I'm trying.
You're
but
flawless, man. You're perfect. You are perfect.
I'm a
just the way
big.
you are.
I'm a fatty.
Is that the thing
compared
about
to
being
you.
gay, Bubba? Is that you got to compare your body to your partners? Is that the tough thing about
I think
it?
as a guy, you don't want. You can have a dad bod. You can have a dad bod for a girl, but you can't have a dad bod for your boyfriend.
What?
Because gays are far more pickier than that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you've noticed, a lot of gay men in their 40s and 50s are still quite fit.
Yeah,
Is that what you're trying to say?
And I'm also trying to say that gay men are usually pretty hot.
Well, they have to be
That's what I'm
to
saying.
attract other men.
No, but it's what
because
I'm-
men are very visual.
But you're right. And so,
Yeah.
like, if you'll see a guy and he's gay and he's like, my God, God bless him for being gay and whatever. But man, can you imagine the kind of ass he could pick up if he wasn't gay? I mean, I guess he can pick up any kind of
He's
ass
probably
he wants.
picking up more asses with
Oh,
guys
I know.
because
I'm just saying.
they're
that's how-
less stingy with the sex.
Guys are usually gay guys are pretty hot.
That's why a lot of hot people are bisexual.
So Dan, you and I can't play, the gay deal because you make me. I feel really insecure about my body.
Sad face.
So did
Bronx
did you just-
161 Street, $50 to unblock me,
are you
please.
being on the air or are you talking to your kids? Sad face.
I mean, it's just.
Let me just
But I
introduce.
really like you, though.
All right, let's just back it down a notch. Lummy, what were you? Oh, Lummy, I know what I was going to do.
Bronx 161 Street, $50 unblock me, please. Cash up.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? Seth, we probably need to talk about that because that was that Bronx guy that was saying some stupid stuff about you that I didn't quite like. Okay,
It's Ryan
remember that?
from Brooklyn.
Right. Well, but anyway.
he just didn't want to be fired.
And so I got on him and I was like, listen, man, stop being a dick on chat. We can take a certain amount of criticism, but just don't keep bringing it home and we saw that the first time. You don't have to say it 50 other times trying to make us feel bad about each other. all of us need to get along and be funny and put on a good show for you. Not having you constantly insult us, that's not going to make it any better. So you know what? I said block them. Because, I mean, listen, let's just be kind of honest around here. When we were like not that big time, we would never block a person because we need them. Well, now we're big time and we can block people.
That's
right?
the dream, baby.
I mean, if we were at 94,562 people on YouTube, I wouldn't want to block anybody. But now that I'm, 12,000 to the good, bitch, you go ahead and just say that negative stuff and keep being mean to Anna and me and Seth and just all the mean stuff that you say.
Quackin' Bush, $49.99. Quackin' Bush, a new listener, said he's going to try to get to BARP.
Oh, $2,400 by September 15th.
Yeah, he said $9.61 a day for 5 days a week.
So if he does, he's figured it out that if he does $9.61 Monday through Friday.
That's all it takes to feed the BRN for just 1 month.
Yes.
For you to be able to come to our party and get a badass ring and spend 3 days and 2 nights with us, your favorite radio program, and a big ass Super Bowl ring, and just I don't know, just the ability to be able to say that you're Bubba Army royalty, and you got to have badass ring, and you come to our party, and you get to meet like the John Costikas and the Creatine Travises and the Wizzies and the Susan Tises and more importantly, the Seth Kushners, who will probably be having a panic attack behind a building somewhere.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you got me here next year still.
I mean,
with no
listen,
hesitation.
I'm just you're just Seth. You're becoming more of a man. Because you're hanging out with me a little bit.
Thanks, Paul.
I'm toughening you up a little bit. I'm telling you, stuff, giving you some relationship advice for home.
Yeah.
And we've talked about family. I've taken you under my wing a little bit, and I think I've manned you up.
No, you have. And
usually you'd be at a large event with a lot of people. You'd be having a panic attack. We've had a few of those. Like when we went to Orlando, you had a panic attack.
Oh man, that was horrible.
Now you're just you're like the mayor of the BRN. You're just going and meeting everybody and taking pictures and hanging out. Getting high.
I won't lie, Bubba. My line for my pictures was a little light this year, but I think it was because I just came back, and plus my
line was light too because I forgot because I was like, I'm over this. I took like 10 pictures.
I think I was going before Day and Jan and Jay and Dan, and people started lining up for them. Well, it was still my picture time, and I was like, man, I'm screwed.
We're gonna have a picture time next year, but I will tell you this: that get us. It's better to get us with a picture while we're out and about. Like while you and I are, like I try to throughout the entire BARP night on Saturday night, I try to mingle and I try to make contact with everybody by the end of the night. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure I don't do that every year, but I come as close as I can. At that time, take the picture. That way, if we miss the step and repeat picture time, because I kind of blew mine off this year. So anyway,
we were busy.
And it looks better sometimes than having just the standard background. It looks more personal.
Well, this year we're
intimate.
really screwed because that whole area has changed.
Oh yeah.
What do you think the reaction? Now listen, I will tell you that we've completely remodeled. That's what we're going to call it, guys. We've remodeled the entire front area.
Are you going to talk about that?
I mean,
eventually.
I guess we could.
Okay, I just didn't.
I guess we could. Let's slowly get into it, and let's just, for all intents purposes, now, rather than to blurt out what it is, let's just say that we would agree that it was a major remodel up front.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, major. And I've turned the up front area, which if people that have been to the studio would know. You walk in, there's the little green room area. Then you make a right, and that's where the bullpen used to be, and there were just 2 counters on each side of the wall that used to have computer monitors. When we had one time, the entire place, we had 4 people working back there.
Oh, yeah.
And then 2 people back in engineer, and then, people on the air. That used to be where people worked. We had that many people working here.
Can I ask you a dumb question? It's not really squirreling or anything, but does modern technology require fewer people?
Yeah.
Okay, that was okay.
Absolutely. So that area for I don't know how many years now, Lummy, since probably 2017 or 16, we have not had anybody work back there. We don't have a phone screen. The phone screener area was there, and the bullpen area there, and there was 2 safes. And then there was a studio that was Carl Harris's studio where he did all of his production, and it had this antiquated studio equipment in there, and we used it for storage. Nobody needed to use it. We don't need that studio currently. And then Manson's studio was hooked onto it, And I think we would agree that we didn't need Manson's studio for anything either. It was storage. Then we had the green room. And, back in the day, the original green room, back in the day when you'd have bands and all this kind of deal and porn stars, and they would need kind of a more of a spacious area and a big bathroom to put their makeup on and the whole 9 yards. So we had a pretty spacious green room.
That room had bad vibes.
You think it did?
Yeah, it was kind of like a shag carpeting. Did you have?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, it didn't have bad vibes when it started. It just, I guess, maybe bad vibes because it was so lonely of a room. Nobody went in there. There was no mojo in there.
I know. I think we used to have. I don't know. I feel like I had meetings with you or talked to you in there, and it was all dusty and all these pictures of Hogan and this weird carpeting and then the handicap bathroom, and it was just a lot to deal with.
I liked it. I took a few naps there.
Sure. Anyway, that's all gone, and we've since turned that entire. We've cleared it all out, knocked the walls down, took the bathroom completely, stubbed in the bathroom, and we've made that area, that complete area from Manson's office studios to Carl's studios, to the bullpen, to the big green room, to the green room bathroom has all been demolished, and it's all an open area now, and we made it into something. I mean, that would be an honest assessment, right? Without saying what we did.
People in chat are saying that you already said what it was going to be.
Oh, okay.
Because they know. Some people have said what it is.
Then if they know, they know. I'll slowly and organically get into it here on the show.
Is it open for business?
No. I was gonna. Only a certain amount of people can. Nobody's asked yet, and
I've asked if I could be a member.
But is it functional though? Is it fully functional?
Yes,
it's ready to go.
Fully functional.
Okay.
I'll just tell you, I moved the Clem Gym over there.
Oh, there it is.
Just so I can tell everybody, okay? I moved the Clem Gym, or a portion of the Clem Gym, because the Clem Gym had a split up of amongst ownership of the space. There was a split, so I only got a certain amount of machines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, there's about another 10 machines over there that I'm trying to get the guy to sell me.
Mm-hmm. But do you have room for him?
Yeah, I do. I'll move things around.
Okay.
How is it that even when you're broke and destitute, Bubba, you've held on to all of this gym equipment over the years? It's just like you could be homeless and still just have the gym equipment.
I know. Big biceps.
No, it's nothing to do that I'm the most in shape guy or even work out the most. It was like when I was. It's kind of the last validation of wealth that I have.
Interesting.
Meaning, like, when I was, making $5 or $6 million a year, and I needed to order $250,000 worth of Nautilus Nitro gym equipment. Oh, and then I need to go buy a warehouse to put it all in. That was kind of cool, being that rich. Well, then eventually, I had a downward spiral in finances, and I had to sell everything: my house, the gym, everything. But I was able to, in selling the gym, carve out a few pieces. I want all the pieces that are in there, and I think, let me just count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 16 pieces of gym equipment, and then including a Smith machine, and then let me see what else. Then two boxing, big boxing. What are they called?
Heavy bags?
Yeah, two heavy bags, a speed bag, and then one other piece. So I got all that. I've moved all that, but in doing that, we had to do all the demo, had to do all the flooring. Then I had to buy I had to buy flooring because I didn't have enough flooring.
You couldn't rip it out of the other place?
No, that wasn't part of the deal. Oh. Part of the deal is I got these 16 pieces of machinery. I went through and picked what I wanted.
Why did you pick 2 heavy bags? How can you use 2 heavy bags?
Well, because one was legitimately mine.
Oh.
And then the other one, whatever.
Okay.
So anyway, the front part of our facility is now the Clem Gym. So in doing that,
you're gonna have to rope that off during BARP.
Yeah, what do you think when the BARP people, when they make, what do they?
They're gonna start squatting, Bubba.
Yeah,
they're gonna
start doing
killed.
them. They're gonna start. I guarantee you, if they're not isolated, there will be a handful of people sitting on the machines playing around on them.
Yeah, and I probably need to not have that happen.
Nope.
For 2 reasons.
So
number one is you don't want it funked up, and number 2, funked, F-U-N, funked up. and also you don't want them to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So it probably will be roped off for next year's BART, but you'll be able to see it. How cool it is.
See it.
I mean, don't you think? Listen, I'm not. Hold on, Seth. I'm not even done because I have a lot. There's still a lot of things I have to do yet. It's not done, so it's not complete. It's still a little scattered, and I still got to move some stuff around, and I still got to lay some flooring down and some mats against the wall. So there's some things I still got to do, but it's probably about 85% done. And what do you think? I mean, don't you think it's kind of cool? Do you think it's stupid or cool?
I think it's cool. I'm excited to try to use it. I even heard a compliment that it looks like a Shapes gym right now.
I wasn't sure about Shapes. Quackin' Bush, $49.99 super chat.
So hold on now. I got to get going. I got to do a break. I'm way late, but.
Shapes.
So Lummy yesterday, I had 185 on the flat bench because I started at 135 and did 15, and then I went to 185 and did sets of 10.
Were you fired up after seeing Lenny Kravitz hit the decline?
No. That was see, I work out now. See, here's the deal. I don't work out in the morning anymore. I now work out at 4:30.
Don't you find that your joints are looser then?
I don't know, Dan. If
I hurt less when I work out late.
I hate it just as much as I do. I mean, no, I don't have it. No, my body can't quite pinpoint it down to the joints being the problem. Okay,
really? Because
yeah.
I feel
it's
so
called
stiff.
motivation and being a fat ass. That's what majority of my problem is. And so I work out now at 4:30. But So the last that I had on was 185. See, like, here's the deal, Seth. I can just leave the weight on. Normally at a gym, after if you were to use the Smith machine for a flat bench and you did 185, well, as soon as you got done, you'd have to, take the weight off and so there was a clear bar. That's gym etiquette. Well, here I just leave it on.
Right. You guys leave the big ones on.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the deal. I mean, like, I'm going to be the next person on the machine.
Right.
So. I just leave it on. So yesterday we were walking by and there was 185. Now 185 ain't a lot. I mean, like, it is if you don't work out.
It is to me.
I did see this though. I just saw this on let me now that I'm obsessed with Twitter trying to find stories and retweet. Please stick with me. I've seen we had a little bit of a fall off. I know that 60 or 70 tweets a day might be a little irritating for you, but it's how I get my numbers. There's Seth, you would at least agree there's a method to my madness during a period of time in order for us to qualify that I'm going to have to probably continue to do this.
I think it's fine to lose followers because you just want people that are going to interact. So if people are following you that aren't going to interact with your tweets,
there you go.
Get rid of them because it's all about impressions, not follower count.
Exactly. So I've lost a few hundred. I've lost like 300 or 400 followers because I tweet a lot.
Do you think you're over tweeting? Is that why you're losing them?
Oh, yeah. Let's not get into it. But that's what I'm trying to say is I am over tweeting right now. But there's a method to my madness, Seth, and you know it's working.
Yeah.
And so for a couple more months, I have to keep doing this. In 2 more months, or even in 30 days, we may not have to do that anymore. But it's the only way for us to get the volume that we need to qualify so that we can monetize. So there's a method to my madness. And if let's say I lose 1,000, but I finally hit Seth, get to the goal that we have to hit, right?
Yeah.
I can then start backing it down and not do as much and make it more about the show and things like that. So please, everybody just
stick with you.
Just not only that, but you're going to, yes, I may tweet you 71 times, but I'm going to tell you this right now. It's all pretty good stuff. Like, it's all pretty good, like about cop shootouts and people being woke and transgender this. And it's a pretty good follow. I'm giving you a really good cross section of effery.
A lot of content.
Yeah, I love the people knocking each other out and people being woke and the transphobia and the illegal immigration every day now. Lummy, it started out when I took our Twitter over about a month ago. There was because I'm kind of in the news by following Twitter and retweeting so many things that I find interesting. It started out that illegal aliens were creating about one major murder or one major bad thing about a month ago, about once a month.
At least you're seeing that.
Then, as I've progressed running Twitter for the last month, I started to see it. I'm talking about illegal immigrants that actually kill Americans. Then you started seeing it about twice a month, like double the amount. Once every couple weeks, you'd start to see one. Now, literally almost daily. And I've shown this on the Twitter, saying that what started out as an illegal immigrant killing an American used to be kind of a monthly deal. Now it's a daily deal. I can go in and find some source somewhere on various places that I follow where it's all about illegal immigration. They specifically look at illegal immigration crime and where the cities are going to, and the sanctuary cities, and the cities that allow them and don't allow them, and all that. And it literally, it's one American a day is being killed on the average by an illegal alien per day, one per day, by somebody that's in our country illegally.
And that's shameful, isn't it? I mean, that really is the summary of the last couple of years.
And in most instances, it's a guy that just wasn't in trouble for the very first time on this they've been in and out of the system already. They've been here 3 or 4 months, and they've already been arrested a couple different times and let go, and now they finally killed somebody.
But that same story is being repeated even amongst citizens. You hear about people that have been in jail 15 times, they get out, and then they hurt somebody. And it's... We have done such a mistake by decriminalizing certain behaviors that lead up to violent crimes.
Well, listen, the positive thing is it came out that Venezuelans' crime rate is down.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
I felt like you got to hit him at the 5-minute mark now.
Yeah, I just got so fucking enthralled in what I was doing that I got...
Oh, Bubba, did you see this?
Did you accidentally hit the button, or did you mean to?
No, I wanted to hit the button 20 minutes ago.
Oh.
What are you sending me, Anna?
You've probably seen it. It's Mike Calta falling.
Did you send it yet?
Yeah, just now.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking
I watched
funny.
it maybe like 20 times in a row.
I watched it 10 times.
Sponge, I texted it to you yesterday.
I wouldn't open, Seth. I couldn't get it to open.
I don't know if you wanted to say anything about it, but if we're talking about it, it is fucking funny.
I mean, he posted it, but I mean, godly, man.
He just like lies there. Just defeated. He was peeing outside like you guys and just fucking loses his shit.
Oh, he's peeing outside?
That's what the caption says.
Boy, that's a bad look.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it says Mike falls after peeing outdoors.
Hey, the only reason he would do I'm not going to talk about it. The only reason he would do it is so that he could make something go viral.
Oh, it's got to, yeah, I mean, of course.
It only has like...
Which is why you don't want to help it.
Right.
Exactly. That's why I thought you may not want to say something.
But for just your own viewing
I think that was pretty funny.
Or still hot, Mike.
That shit made me laugh.
So let me see.
Did you get anything?
I don't think so. I'm feeling good. Thank you. Doing my good mornings. Well, let's start at the very top. What's up, Yinzer? Kenny Powers, Beach Mill Detective, good morning. CC Hall, good morning. Sorry about the squatters and the tornado. Pooping up a wall. That's what he really meant.
Bubba's going to have the gym roped off like it's a museum.
Nah.
What up, Yinzer? Go Buccos.
You don't think it looks cool though?
No, it does. No, it does. What up, Group of Lips? I would like to give it a whirl. At least like some heavy bag training like you used to.
Sure, number one.
When you told me, I was like, hey, man, you got a pretty good right.
You actually did.
Thank you, Robert God.
Well, can we develop it?
Yeah, we can.
Today?
No, yeah, not today. We can't start today.
Ugh. I understand.
Cersei 69, good morning. What's up, Simon? 13, Yinzer, Cooper Lips, Snizzle, Slizair,
Oh, I got a wrestling podcast out with Gary Cantrell.
Biggie, Cooper Lips.
If you guys want to hear about the Bubba Anna meeting, that podcast comes out today.
Oscar guy, gas.
2 Live Jew. Kind of a part 2 of Clem and Kush minus Clem. It all ties together. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Grouper Lips. I appreciate it. Hey, Maria. Gary does a great job fucking producing it because I don't even have my microphone hooked up yet. Yeah, we're seeing how it does with the numbers to see how often we're gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna be an every week thing, once a month. What up, Iggy?
Hey, Nick, the gun guy.
I see Iggy just sitting on the bench press in his cowboy hat, just staring people off this year.
Oh. Is that NC Surf?
Yeah, Gary kicks ass.
62.
Duck God, you gotta just update your Spotify or something. It's updated.
What's up, Joe?
I updated it that day. Like, turn your phone off, turn it back on, close the app out, open it back up. But it's there. I do say I appreciate it a lot, Jerkism, but that would be a great shirt to have, actually. Yeah, Gary, you're the man, dude.
What's wrong with you?
I should be getting my microphone today, so save you a little trouble. Yeah, Duck God, you should be good, man. Just, I turned my phone off, turned it back on. That was the only way I knew how to try to see if it worked.
My right contact just feels like it's got the same paper in it. What's up, Pro Wrestling 91? Just got the fucking calls. My right. Pro Wrestling. This one.
Do you realize?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Carlo, that's awesome, man.
No, it's not. It's just a little watery.
Yeah, it's watering.
Chicago's awesome. Oh, thank you, Purple. Did you call yesterday, Purple Jersey? I thought it was you that I heard. Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
So now you just have one in?
Yeah, so I got that like they called,
Yeah, Bubba should really put out the next shirt of just Iggy in the cowboy hat.
you can see far.
And if you know, you know.
You can see close to this, I can see far.
Oh, Dan, did you hear where fucking
What up, pro wrestler?
Brian has to vote for Trump?
Say it again?
Did you not hear the show yesterday?
I didn't hear all the show yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I heard part of it.
Okay, okay, everybody just be quiet. Don't tell him.
Okay.
What up, Dutch Duke?
You already talked to Dan?
You're the man, Purple Jersey. I remember when you used to hate me.
The manliest alpha man that wears women's deodorant.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Hold on. It's been brought to my attention that
We have a medical emergency, Bubba.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Hello, everybody. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. What? What's going on?
I got something in my eye, Bubba, and I pulled out my contact, and it still feels like I got like sand in my eye. Can I just go to my car? I got my clear eyes.
I got some rubbing alcohol. Will that do it?
Oh, in my eyeball? That should work. Yeah, why not? Just pour some alcohol in my eyeball.
All right, so hold on. You're saying that you have a contact issue and you need to go to your Ferrari real fast to get some drops? Is that what you're saying?
I already pulled out my contact. I still have an eye issue. Something's in it, and I need to go to my Lamborghini to get my eye drops. It'll take me 30 seconds.
Yes, Dan, go ahead and
oh my God!
Scram out
like
to
a lightning bolt
to your Lamborghini and get out of here. Good. Is he out of the studio? Okay, so listen. He doesn't know about the baby face gimmick. He doesn't know, and so let me make sure he puts his phone down and make sure that chat. Yeah,
his thoughts. Yeah,
please chat. Don't let him in on it. Okay. Sometimes you guys blow the rib. You know what I'm saying? We can keep a rib going so much longer, and then chat tells you the answer.
and Dan reads chat.
Yeah,
So what are we trying to do to Dan?
he's got both up too.
Doesn't know about the baby
We're
face.
gonna see if he, Babyface having to vote for Trump is a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll freak Dan out. Like, Dan will be like, yeah, bitch, yeah. I'm saying, like,
what?
Like, yeah, that's right, Babyface, Trump, little mega bitch. You know, that's how you, right? He wouldn't, like, I know, he wouldn't be like, congratulations.
Well, I mean,
That's great.
Who would he congratulate?
No, but I mean, like, you know,
The rest of us.
he, who we're speaking about right now, he wouldn't be like, oh, that's great. I'm so glad for him. And oh my God, great.
Great, man. I'm so glad for him. Oh my God, great. What are we
That's
talking
not
about?
what Dan's going to say.
No.
About whom?
Instead, he's going to be like, hey, bitch, I told you this is just a mega.
I think this is going to bring them closer.
So, Dan, there's something that happened on the show yesterday with Brian the Babyface Matroni that, like, doesn't really affect you, but you'll totally get off on it. Like, you'll be, like, really arrogant and very much douchey. You know how, because we know, we Dan, like, people, like, you know, you're just over the top.
Well, I mean, sometimes I
Like,
think you mischaracterize me as dickhead Dan, asshole Dan, douchebag Dan.
Dan, I think you do I think you really do a good job on that yourself. Yeah, I really do. Truly knowing your personality. So
I'm just do anything, Dan.
Well, I mean, you know, you're shot out of a cannon. I'll get up in your face. I'm rich. I'll tell you who I am. And I mean, Dan, listen, the swag that you bring is not like, you know, it's well deserved. I mean, you're very.
You can back it up.
I mean, like, remember when Dion would say, I'm going to tell you something, I'm going to take the next one to the house. And then, Lummy, he would.
Yes.
Then you'd be like, it's okay, well, it's not bragging if you do it.
The Bubba Light 999 super chat.
So Dan's douchiness, you know, it's back. You know, he's a doctor
It's
and a lawyer.
warranted.
He drives a Lamborghini. He lives in a $6 million house. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. So maybe I'm a little jealous deep down. But Dan, I'm extra hard on you because I'm just trying to, like, you know, I'm trying to show you the way.
Okay.
But you're not familiar with the conversation we had with Babyface yesterday.
I heard some of the show, but not all.
Okay, well, you didn't hear the
high spot.
Because if you had heard this, if you had heard what we're talking about, the Babyface Iggy, we'll call it, or Babyface Gate. And you like, this is a big, would everybody not agree? This is a big deal.
Giant deal.
Yeah.
I mean, for not only our world, but more importantly, his world. And think how mad he has to be now.
And also
himself.
highly illegal, right?
What do you mean?
Well,
No, it's illegal. It's illegal because he didn't get cash for it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Not illegal. And so be it. So it's a little illegal, and then we get hemmed up on an election fraud charge. That might not be the worst thing for us.
I think it's good for us. We saw what it did for Larry David.
It gets us back into. It gets it's
we'll be
back
on the
in,
judge report.
It gets us back in the news. Bubba the Love Sponge, known cheater, now has found a way to game the voting system as well. As Babyface, one of his co-hosts, also an attorney, took illegal funds to vote one way or another. So I'm giving you enough. I'm giving you enough clues as to maybe you'd be able to sniff out what I'm saying, Dan. There was a major event on yesterday's show that was involving Babyface, and obviously you don't know because it is like anybody that listened to the show would know that this is a very big deal. So
Well,
do you
did he-
think we tell you? Do you think we tell you what it was, or you just spend the rest of the show trying to figure it out? And see if you can come back with a book report when ready.
I would love to hear about it.
No, you just want me to tell you about it?
Yes.
You can't really. You can't guess. You can't figure it out.
That you offered him money to vote for Trump, or he lost a bet, he's got to vote for Trump, or that if he catches a money ball and it says Trump on it, he's got to.
Well,
vote
you know
for
what? You obviously were able to piece the jigsaw puzzle together enough to be able to figure it out.
You sound disappointed, Bub. I mean,
no. I'm glad he found out. Because he needs to know, because it's gonna. I mean, I think Dan's gonna really rub it in. I think Dan's going to really, use it to his advantage anytime he sees or talks about Brian, knowing that Brian lost a bet yesterday, Dan, and he has to vote for Trump for president. Like it's locked. There's no getting out of it.
He offered to.
Yeah, and he even said, hey, he threw the bet out there, and then he offered what the payoff on the bet would be, and he said, in lieu of said bet, if he wins, then nothing happens, but if we, the Bubba Army, win. It was against us, the Bubba Army.
It was so he put himself in a contest against the whole Bubba Army.
Yeah.
God,
I mean,
that's like saying
just
I'm
when
going
you
to fight
think
Tyson.
this when you think Babyface really is quite smart and calculated,
right?
Then he does this.
He was even shocked at the stupidity of what he did.
Yeah, he was.
Really?
Yeah.
He
was
gets
like, I
caught
can't believe I
up.
did that.
So Dan, I'm thinking we do the same bet, but with you, and you have to vote for Biden.
Well, I don't know. Before I agree on the bet, can you tell me what the bet is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cable Dog,
And here's the
2,500
thing.
bits.
And here's the thing. With you, once you know the numbers, then you could change the numbers to better favor you because the numbers that Brian gave that he thought was unattainable, we smoked. Here's what the bet was. You know, we were talking about we were talking about our OnlyFans. We were talking about our YouTube channel and how we're like, hey, listen, man, we got we'll have 950 people and nearly 1,000, sometimes 1,200 people watching, and we only have 250 thumbs up. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Does that mean only, out of 1,200, 1,000 hate us and only 200 like us?
Right, I understand the
So,
problem.
the numbers, your thumbing numbers should be, within a couple hundred at least of your watching numbers.
And they're important for us, right?
I mean, I think
Yes.
they're.
It does. It helps the algorithm.
It helps the algorithm. And so we were at 225 thumbs.
Yeah.
We were at 225. Now, Dan, we've never, ever got over 1,000
thumbs.
Never likings. The thumbs likings.
Are you talking about on combined or just on YouTube?
On YouTube, on a particular show.
Live.
On a particular 4-hour live show that we do Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the main show that you're a part of Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that little thumb and up deal. If you're watching us through YouTube. And so usually, a good day will be 450, 500, maybe once in a while, we'll hit 600.
Yeah.
If whatever. But never have we even scratched 1,000 ever. Never. It's unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
So Babyface, in this toothy schmarmy type way, just threw it out there. I'd almost like to hear we should almost try to find the break that made him MAGA. And so he just haphazardly said, hey, if we get a thumb in, if we can hit 1,000 thumbs ups, I'll vote for Trump. Knowing that, at that, Seth, I got to be honest with you. If I was used to calculations, I would have taken that bet. I mean, I would have thought there's no way we could get 1,000 likings.
Well, I tell you what, I think you doubted the audience's passion for Donald Trump. There's a lot of people that are threatening right now to remove their thumb from yesterday if you force Dan to try to vote for Biden.
Well, listen, it's a game.
Well, it's a game of removing thumbs, Bubba.
Well, I mean, so hold on.
How about why don't we do the same exact bet? If you give me 1,000 thumbs up, I guarantee I'll vote for Trump.
No, Dan.
Why not?
Dan,
because you have a conservative-leaning audience.
Because you already got Trump's D in your mouth
That's
anyway.
not necessarily true.
Yeah,
No,
man. You so got.
I vote for Democrats all the time.
Other ones, not on this particular race.
Well, this particular race, the Democrats,
I
plan
on as well. I'm not going to go straight Republican ticket or Democrat. I'm going to bounce around. There's some Democrats like that Kim Watson girl that is going against the Anna Palunalina. I'm going to go Democrat on that. Right? No, I'm sorry. What is it? Whitney. Here we go. Whitney Fox.
Weren't you supposed to have lunch with her and give her $100?
I'm gonna next week.
Really?
Her and her campaign manager.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm making a campaign $100 campaign contribution, and then I'm gonna have her on the show. She's a Democrat. So I vote for Trump Republican and I vote for Democrat on my Congress girl. Mm-hmm. So don't even tell me that I'm one way or another. I'm fair.
Not telling
I'm
you
fair
one
and
way.
balanced.
You're
but
telling
Dan,
me I'm one way.
But you are.
I wasn't saying anything about you.
But the bet with Babyface wasn't about any other office other than president. And in that particular race, you cannot say I'll call you. I even got my Planet Dan shirt on today, bitch. That's how much I'm into you.
I love you, man.
There you go. So don't think I'm picking on you or nothing.
Don't think you're picking on me at all.
But I'm not gonna let you flim-flam a contest around to better your odds. If you're gonna be a man, you're gonna go do the same bet that Brian did, except flip-flop applesauce, and we're gonna raise the numbers.
There's no way, Bubba. There's no way I'd take that stupid ass bet because your listeners probably favor Trump, and they will specifically not like me to prevent me from voting for the zombie,
which will hurt us in the
long run. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I'm not taking
remember
that
when I
bet.
told you guys to talk some sense into me sometimes when I wasn't being so sensible? Thank you. Seth, why didn't you chime in with the nonsense?
I was just reading chat, but I was getting there.
Okay.
There was a lot of people threatening to revolt, Bubba. I got scared.
Okay. You should have.
Let's take that one out.
And much like the town choir type way, you should have pulled that out. Sponjo, they're looking like they're gonna give a new report from the chat boiler room, and they're not liking it at all, Sponjo. X-nay on the Dan voting for Joe A immediately. Thank you.
And also, thank you for letting me fix my eye. It's much better.
No problem, you little bitch
it was
boy.
Literally like I had like a screwdriver in my eye.
So, Lummy, I got to get into words, but listen, I heard that you completed the prize wheel deal.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Could you bring it
gonna
up?
spin?
Can you bring? No, do not spin it, Dan. You can't be the first to spin my
I
wheel.
didn't say can I spin it. I said can we give it a spin?
Am I there when you're taking possession of your Lamborghini and I want to be the first one to drive it?
You were the second person to drive it. You were the second person to drive my Ferrari.
You can be the second person to spin the wheel.
Okay, I just said can we take it for a spin, not like me.
I
didn't say I.
It's always about you, bitch.
I said can we,
it's always
not
about
I.
you. Shut up, Dan.
Putting words in my mouth.
So anyway.
Were you about to threaten violence?
Yeah, I just like
but stop yourself.
This prize means a lot to him.
Like I'm raising a kid here. Jesus Christ, shut up.
It's very high quality. You have to make sure that you spin it pretty hard too.
Okay, so I tell you what. Let me go into words, and when I come back, I'll do my first spin because I don't. Here's what. Let me. You know what we could do? Could you bring in between breaks? Could you bring the old wheel because it's in the pantry?
Oh, okay.
Can you bring the old wheel in?
The giant one?
No. Yes, today we're gonna.
Not
the torture rack.
Do you still have the torture rack?
No,
I thought Dan took it.
Dan might have the torture rack.
No, that's gone too.
And Dan, before I go into words,
right.
before I go into words, I want you to just look at me and say you were so right on that, and I should have listened.
Was he supposed to look?
You were so right on that, Bubba. I should have listened.
No, Dan was just popping off one day. He's like, "Oh, I'll take the torture." We literally have this huge aluminum torture rack that looks like a crucifix, and Gene Lasker made it and fabricated it all, and it was it's medieval looking. It's just something that we used to have in the studio when we would be able to do things like that. You can't, today's world, we can't do that. We couldn't even put Brandy Love up there. Like, I'm just saying, like, we would usually put like people that work here, men on there, and then shoot like paintballs or put fire ants on their testicles, or just it was a form of confinement and pain.
Yes.
Well, the show's evolved. We don't need that, and so it's been sitting out back. It had been sitting out back for probably 10 years. No, 5 years.
Yeah.
And Dan one day, I'd like to have that torture rack, for like Halloween stuff and things like that.
It's a great Dan impression.
I can just think right now, I could just put it right up there by the door, put like a mummy on there, and like, it would be like real scary for the kids and everything. I'm like, Dan, let me just tell you something. That thing is so big and so heavy and so awkward, and it's impossible to store. So literally, I don't think you could get it in your garage. And then that means I might have to store it outside. And the neighbors seeing a big black crucifix torture rack on the side of your building in the neighborhood that you live in might, it's going to be an eyesore. Dan, no,
piss off your wife.
Don't do it, Dan. Romina's going to get mad. She's going to look at it and go, "That is so stupid." I hate Bubba. He is so stupid. He makes my husband does such
crank it harder.
My husband does such stupid stuff for him. I hate him. So I'm like, man, don't take it. Don't take it. He takes it. Makes Lummy drop it off the whole 9 yards. Keeps it for what, 2-3 years?
Yep.
However long. And from probably, I don't know, after the second day or so of it being there, I think you quickly realize you made a mistake because Halloween only comes around once a year.
What?
Like that was his big excuse as to why he wanted it.
I also thought it was like kind of Bubba memorabilia historia. And just, I thought it was.
It's at the landfill now, Dr.
Right,
Dan.
It wasn't aluminum.
If you
I didn't mean to do that.
deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We'll be back after these words.
Who did?
Your girl Jen Epstein.
She had her titties out?
Yeah, I was watching it. Right here. That's not her, obviously, but she was wearing a red dress.
Goes down her hips out.
Is that her hips out?
She got no titties.
Oh, yeah. Little thing. She's cute.
Oh, really?
Not really?
No.
Ugly. Not like super hot. Eh.
Maybe she had a little body to her hair. Stuff to her head.
So Babyface has to vote for fucking.
That's fine.
He's MAGA. He has to vote for Trump. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Did you hold to it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. He said you take a picture of his ballot.
No, I'm going in the booth with them.
You're not allowed to take a picture of your ballot.
I know. We know that's illegal. He even knows that. But that even makes it more. That even makes it more of a fucking whodunit.
Oh, where do you want to put this?
All right, come here, hold on. So I want you to put that flimsy one right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this a couple times. Okay, and then you're going to be my wheel assistant.
All right.
Is he Vanna White?
And then so I'm going to spin it, and I'm going to spin it like just 2 or 3 times just to show you how wobbly it is.
Yep.
Then you take it.
Okay.
I'll say take it, and then take it out of here. Now let's not let it accumulate in here. Let's take it out of here.
That's a noose.
Eventually for good.
Racist.
Okay.
And then when I say let me show you my new prize wheel, you stay here at my little Vanna White. Let me spin it. Then I'll let you take it to Dan, and Dan can spin it.
All right.
Okay, perfect. So
Don't move,
just
Lummy.
walk up. Just walk up here. Yeah.
No,
Just walk up here. When we get into break, just walk up here.
Should you introduce him like he's a game show spinner?
I can. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that Babyface is going to be trying to get other people to vote for Biden by enhancing their, experience with bottles of water.
What's up, Bubba? For life. Durban.
Thank you, Night Rider.
Babyface is going to vote for Biden. We talked about it yesterday. He's got his buddy Marvin that he's going to Vegas with.
UFC 300 on a fucking plane right now.
On a plane, all with points. His buddy Marvin that he doesn't really know.
Let's be happy for him, right?
Yeah, his buddy Marvin, they're meeting at the Cosmopolitan. Brian's got bottle service at UFC 300.
Oh, he's in Vegas this weekend?
Yeah.
Him and his neighbor are sharing a hotel room.
That's kind of weird.
And possibly bed. Another one. Just kidding.
I found out this Marvin guy's a British bloke.
Okay.
The June 1983, 20 months.
I was supposed to be in Vegas this weekend.
Well, Snook, I guess since you talked to Brian off the air yesterday, you would know better than us.
Literally canceled like 2 days ago.
Do you like Vegas?
Good for a couple of days.
That's a good point, yes. Good for a couple of days.
For a couple of days.
Are you proud of what your people have built up?
Are people Italians? Is that what you're talking about?
Them
They did a good job with Vegas. And Jersey.
Oh,
Absolutely.
they did do a good job.
Bob does a great job.
I seriously told Brian to send me pictures of him Marvin at UFC.
Well, Vegas got taken over, so.
Why?
Big corporation.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like the Venezuela migrants or something. I was like, where's he
Or
going
the
with
Jews.
this?
The mob doesn't run Vegas anymore.
Huh? Well, I know that, but that's who started it. Pretty insane idea of like, hey, in the middle of the fucking desert.
See, that's why the Italians are so smart.
I know.
That's why it's what Orlando
It's a
is.
great idea.
That's what Disney World is.
Middle
Middle of fucking nowhere. No, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh.
It was swampland.
Swampland was shithole land.
It's cheap money.
It was cheap land. Oh, okay, fucking up the interior of Florida because it was hot and there was mosquitoes. especially, you know, the air conditioning came around in the 50s. Before it was nothing until air conditioning came around.
Mm-hmm.
It was useless.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Flagler and all those, like, names that you hear about,
That's by St. Augustine.
they built the railroads. They brought people up from up north to Florida in the winter. They'd still skate in the summer because it was too fucking hot.
Right.
Then the 50s came around, air conditioning came around, and people actually, all those houses in St. Pete and Tampa that are old, except for the ones that are 100 years old, are from the 50s. When air conditioning
If they were like the Seminole tribe here, they were
I'm
making.
talking about white people.
Right.
There's already like blueprints and everything, and there's land ships that take these airport world. We're going to go to the middle of the Everglades.
Really?
In the 60s.
I didn't know that.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Missed part of the show? We got you covered at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to Bubba Live Worldwide.
Lummy has located my old prize wheel. Lummy, if you could please make your way up as my prize wheel assistant. Thank you so much. Lummy has... And so as we are embarking upon this big cash cube gimmick, we have the cash cube, and we just can't let everybody in the cash cube. The Diaco Law $10,000 cash cube. Now, Dan, I still haven't got a ruling, and I need to probably...
I have to talk to you off air about that. But we have something that we have a way to do it, but I just got to talk to you about it off
Okay,
air.
cool.
Okay.
I want you to think like if I don't want to expose you in any way, shape, or form, and so if it's like touch or go or it's kind of like iffy, I don't want to do it then. Like I only want to do it if it's for sure like not a big deal. Like the way we have to particularly do it or word it or whatever. Like, but if it's a pain in your ass and could cause you something, then let's not even worry about it.
Okay.
But it would be a huge, huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and maybe we make it like fiscal year too, like meaning like, okay, there's only one of them per year in there. And so if we start our first event April 20th, then, you know, if somebody would get it in like November, the golden boob ticket or whatever we decide to services that you could potentially provide, the Diaco plastic surgery golden ticket, whatever that represented.
Right.
The
Diaco dollars.
If you got it in November, well, we wouldn't able to put a new golden Diaco ticket in there until April 20th of next year. So it's one per year.
Gotcha.
So we have this big cash cube that people are going to get in. We got, you know, sunglasses and koozies and bumper stickers and black ducks, and I think we're gonna have. Big Red said he's gonna have. I'm gonna give him some money to cook up some hamburgers and hot dogs.
Fun.
Seth trying to make it, you know, really, and then I'm gonna get with Miller Lite and get, you know, like 10 cases of free beer, and so we got free beer, free food, and then come up to the table next to the cash cube, show us that you just signed up for our YouTube channel or our Twitter channel or something like that, and then you're gonna have a chance to spin the prize wheel. Within the prize wheel, then, that's where one sliver of it will be cash cube. If you do get in the cash cube, we have, I guess, roughed in through discussion yesterday that it was going to be 15. Is it 15 seconds?
15 seconds.
15 seconds. So, you know, that'll be on. So I'm thinking, okay, what do I need for this? I need a cash cube. So I went out and got one of them. I need $10,000 of fake money. And I got to tell you, fake money's pretty expensive. It really is.
It's always cheaper
like
than
10,
using real stuff.
like 10. I'm going to be honest with you.
$200.
$10,000 of fake money was like $200.
Oh, we should get in the fake money business.
I'm just saying. I mean, no, let's not. Anyway, so you got to spin the prize wheel. The prize wheel will tell you whether you get a prize, which could be anything from sunglasses to a bumper sticker to whatever, to the infamous, very highly coveted, there's only one slot, the cash cube. Then we'll get you in the cash cube and we'll turn it on. By the way, this will all be live on our YouTube channel. And we'll turn it on, and for 15 seconds. You can grab as much money as you can. The only rule is you cannot reach, you cannot get money off the floor or below your knees. Like you cannot get, because there will be a collection of money there and you can just grab a bunch because sometimes it gets wadded up down there. So you can grab anything above your knees for 15 seconds. In our trial runs, it's been anywhere from like $46 to $300.
That's a great grab.
Yeah. So think about this. If you're going to the Kenny Chesney concert, you don't know who Bubba the Love Sponge is. Or maybe you used to know that he was around, but, I didn't know he had his own YouTube channel. Oh, my God, he's got his own cash cube. Let me spin this wheel. Oh, at least I got some Bubba Army sunglasses. Whatever. Oh, hold on. I got to go in the cash cube.
All right.
I just won $49. You know what? I'm walking to the Kenny Chesney concert saying, man, that Bubba the Love Sponge dude's pretty cool. I got $49. I'm at my first, couple of beers on Bubba. Because you know how expensive everything is once you get into those concerts. Horrible. Oh, my God. So anyway, or what if a girl like Anna was flat-chested and she happened to get the...
it's not even a hypothetical.
The Diaco, the golden ticket. Like, you don't understand. You just want a boob job. Oh, my God. I've always wanted brand new boobies. I can never afford them. And Diaco's is the best. So in order to do that, you got to have, I got a badass, I think we would agree, I got a badass cash cube.
Yes, sir.
I got a badass new tent coming with all the information.
Yep.
Right? And I needed so I remember we had a prize wheel. And I don't know what we were, I think this is during the Bubba 98 7 days when we would go and we had, so I remember we had a prize wheel around here. So I'm like, let me go look at the prize wheel. So I look at it, and this is like the standard, radio, local radio people. Like, so look at how flimsy. And it's got this big, clonking deal. And then, then I don't even know how accurate it is. So, okay, so that says something. But I mean, to me, doesn't it look flim-flammy?
Looks cheap.
Does it look, Dan, what's it look like?
Flim-flammy.
Seth, does it look,
Is his mic off?
No, his mic's on.
That's embarrassing.
Thank you. All right, let me White, take that one away from me, could you please? And then I got this new one. And then you'll have to take that back to Dan. So I went on Amazon, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see if they got any, like maybe commercial grade or something. And you could see the ones that were like $33. Those are the ones that I just spun. Those were like the $33 ones. But then you got into like the $205 ones or something with a 10% coupon. And it was like, it looked like it was made a little bit more, firmer. And so this is our new prize wheel. I've not spun it to see if it feels,
firm.
Like it feels
strong.
Yeah,
sturdy.
feels, like
rugged.
Just feels
thick,
right,
stiff, rigid.
Here we go.
Throbbing.
Okay, I'm gonna spin it. Okay, and you said you got to kind of spin it hard.
Yes.
So should we put maybe a couple sandbags down at the base or something?
Yeah, probably one or two.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that sound.
Yeah, that's just
It's very
far
ASMR
better.
friendly.
Yes, very. Sir, spin it.
Oh, you got to really spin hard though, huh?
Yeah, I like that.
Now let me. Can you loosen the nut up a little bit, or you can't?
No.
Well, we just need to squirt a little. Oh, hold on, I got some toolbox.
Oh,
buddy.
boy.
I thought I had toolbox, buddy. I don't have. I thought not right here.
What are you gonna do with your toolbox on the air, man?
Hold on, look. Hold on.
Spraying it.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Toolbox is duct tape and WD-40.
Yeah.
An organic coconut oil.
That's all you really need.
Yes. Okay, there we go. Just put a little.
I mean, how many MPHs do you want that thing to go, Bubba?
Oh, that.
You
really,
want it to rotate at least 3 or 4 times.
That really made honest to God, that made a huge difference. It really did.
Yep.
All right, hold on now.
Is it like coconut oil?
Yeah. Well, it's like it's.
Let me tighten too tight.
But
let me bolt too tight.
Toolbox Buddy is the Lucas equivalent to WD-40.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So ready? I'm gonna.
It didn't do anything, Bubba.
You don't think it's?
I think it did.
It's spun 1.5 times.
Well, let me squirt a little more.
Okay. All right. Okay. All
Just
right.
needs more lube. Some coconut oil. Yeah.
Hold on. Maybe I can get the straw here. And really get it in.
Yeah, but the straw is kind of breaking here. I was trying to put the straw in the gimmick to really precision.
Did you leave a part out or add a part, Lummy?
No. Oh, hold on.
All directions.
There we go. So hold on. Let me get a paper towel or something. Wipe off the excess. Boom. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Ready?
Moment of truth.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been.
I think it's spinning better. I think it's spinning better.
It got another extra quarter spin.
But see, Bubba,
it's far more random and fair than the other one that just, the other one didn't even feel fair. Like it just had a big flip-floppy deal, and maybe you could have had it weighted on the back or something like this. Like this one here feels fair, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's random enough. Yeah. Let me spin it right now and just see. Write this down, okay, Dan? Blue. Write down blue.
Blue.
So, I mean, we'll see if it's statistically. We'll do 10 spins.
10 spins.
10. So let me see.
Yeah, but actually, put a sticker on one to make sure that doesn't come up more than once.
No, hold on here. So you got blue.
There's 2 blues.
Orange. There's 2 of everything.
Right.
So there's 2 blues, 2 oranges, 2 greens,
Mm-hmm.
2 purples, 2 yellows, and 2 reds.
What do you put a sticky note on it?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. There's 6 different colors on here.
And each color represents a different prize, right?
Right.
Okay.
Like,
But you have 2 oranges, so there's going to be 2 cash cubes? Or are you going to just have one of them be a cash cube?
There's only going to be 1 cash cube.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be 1 and 12.
Here. Lummy.
I'm writing it down.
I'm going to put just a little dot on one of these red ones.
Yep.
Okay? And that would be the cash cube. Okay?
Yep.
So you got a 1 in 12 chance to win the cash cube. Mm-hmm. So let's spin it and see how many times it takes, Dan.
Now, is there a rule that's got to make at least 1 rotation for it to be a valid spin?
Yes. Yeah. You got to spin it hard. I mean, you got to spin it hard. Like just don't. If you baby spin, you're automatically disqualified. So I'm gonna spin it, and we're gonna do the stats. Okay? You ready?
You want me to write down the colors?
Yeah, I want you to write down the colors. Ready?
Okay.
First spin. Yeah, green. Second spin. Blue. Third spin. Blue. Yellow. We'll do 10 of them. Blue. We're not putting a cash cube on blue. Tell you that right now. Purple. Green. All right, we still haven't hit the cash cube. How many have we gone on?
7.
7. Okay, this is 8. Green. 9. Blue. And 10. Red. But not red.
Wow.
Not red dot.
Suck it, customers and fans.
That seems pretty fair.
I mean, it seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
Let's hold on. Let's keep spinning. How many more spins it take?
Oh, goodness.
Do you want me to write these down?
No, you don't have to write them down. You don't have to write them down.
Let me feel awkward.
You got to put your foot on the other side. Red, but no. Yo, right there, cash cube.
Woohoo!
Yeah, one.
So on the what? The 12th spin.
11th.
Oh my God, that's almost the odds, and 1 in 12 is almost the odds, and it almost worked itself out. We did 1 in 11. Let me take that away from me now. Take it to Dan. Let him feel the firmness. The only thing we really need is to put a weight or a sandbag on the bottom, and then we'll be dialed in. Let Dan spin it. Feel the firm. You're going to feel the firmness, which equals fairness. Say it, Seth.
Firmness equals fairness.
Yes, firmness.
I like that.
Firmness equals fairness. Dan, if you get an
The center
opportunity,
bolt's too tight.
I don't think you can.
Okay, yeah, let's just so
He's
it goes
just a puss.
wobbly.
Oh, Lummy's mad.
He's just a dick.
Orange.
He's just a dick.
That's the problem. It's not this.
I don't think it's adjustable.
Except for the big butterfly thing on the back of it.
That's
Listen,
a C
Dr.
clamp.
Dan,
Yeah.
if you want to make the odds
Jesus
better,
God. He just couldn't spin it and say.
I just fixed it, dude. It took a quarter turn left and it fixed.
You did what? You actually what?
Loosened it, like I said. It needed just a little too.
Which will weaken the whole entire base and just.
It has nothing to do with the base. It's the center of the hub of the spin.
Did he mess it up, Lummy?
Yes. Even Macho Man's back there just freaking out.
Dan, all I asked you to do was to spin it, not to try to fix it, douchebag.
Doctor Lawyer, handyman over here.
All right, let me do. Can you get?
It's perfect
Take
now.
it away from him.
Take it away from him.
Was it a tough project, Lummy?
Yeah, Dan broke it.
He didn't break it. Lummy, stop.
Lummy,
He didn't break it.
Lummy, did he break it?
Stop.
Lummy, did he break it?
Mister, I want to tighten it, loosen it.
Dude, it was too tight. It's like a skateboard wheel. It wouldn't spin at all.
You guys are just stressing me out.
Yeah,
All right,
I know, Bubba. Just Dr. Dan.
The wheel's going to be fine, right? It's going to be okay. Just need to put a couple sandbags on the base, right?
Yes.
The nut's okay. Doesn't need loosen or nothing.
It's perfect now.
Didn't I listen? When I spun it, didn't we say you had a 1 in 12 chance to win red? In order to be firm and fair, we did a blind study, if you will, and we won on the 11th spin. So I mean, it's kind of organically kind of works itself out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the wheel is fair. Hope Dan didn't.
Firm is fair. Firmness is fairness.
Firm is fair.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com and sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
It doesn't go at all. Yeah, it's not supposed to. You're supposed to manually do it.
Lumi just spent 2 weeks putting that thing together.
Yeah, Dr. Dan.
2 weeks. It's like in a Rubik's Cube.
After the protein shake.
Did you eat your bars?
I had one.
Was it the one?
Yeah. It was the one.
Those are alright.
I'm sure someone's gonna break the damn wheel.
That are vegan.
So Choco Spice says it. The threads will need lock tight so the wheel doesn't fly off.
Yeah.
Dr. Dan. Now the wheel's gonna fly off.
The wheel will fly off because these country guys are strong.
That's right. And the country roads are strong too.
Oh man.
Morning pod. Yes.
Are you guys wearing cowboy attire? Like, will you have a cowboy hat on?
Did you guys buy those 2 boxes of Peach Monsters, or did someone send them? It's a great haul.
What's that?
The Peach Rehabs?
Sent.
Wow, thank you, whoever sent them.
Lummy, are you gonna wear a cowboy hat?
I don't have a cowboy hat.
Your head.
Yes.
No, we're not dressing up like fucking cowboys.
Because I got okay.
And yes, my head is too long.
We're not cosplaying.
Jesus.
What? Because I wanted to wear a cowboy hat?
I know. I didn't buy it. Oh, okay.
Someone buy on a cowboy hat and send it to her immediately.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I just didn't want to buy it.
Or like some spurs or something. I don't know what these people wear.
I get them.
These country music people.
Can I bring like a fake rifle or something? I want to fit in.
Jeez, it's not fucking Kid Rock.
I'll just wear my MAGA hat.
I'll bring Walker's cowboy hat for you.
Was he like Woody or something? Like from a Toy Story?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh.
Texas Ranger, come on, Walker, Texas Ranger.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And his head's about the size of yours.
But yeah, his head's already outgrown that hat.
It's already bigger than hers? His head?
He's 99 percentile head sizes.
Really? What are you, like 10?
I don't know what my head
You have
is.
a little head.
Yeah.
Which is probably good for a girl, but you have a small head.
But for my body?
Oh, just in general.
He looks like a little bobblehead like I did as a kid.
He's like a character. He's like a cartoon character.
Yeah, that's how I look. I guess
Big faces and little bodies.
Because I was made fun of.
I'll grow into it.
Yeah.
He's 97 percentile.
Just like you with your teeth. You got great teeth.
Yeah.
They match.
Yeah.
I'm sure as a kid, I was like, God.
Dude, I was the size of like 11. I was giant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I had huge kids at 11.
Really?
Because I had the same size I have now.
Which is big at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was, because in my mind I thought whoever started first is going to be the biggest, so I was freaking the fuck out.
Oh, you thought you were going to have massive boobs
Giant.
and be like 5'11".
I was like, I'm going to be falling on the floor. But they started growing at 10, they stopped at 11, and
then your ass started growing.
it was over. Yeah, I was freaked out.
I freaked out when my penis started growing.
You did?
Yeah, it never stopped.
Oh, geez.
It's like my ears.
Oh, God. Oh, did you see that fucking? Yeah.
What's up, your mouth is there?
No, his nose. There's some like.
Noses and ears continue to grow as you get old.
No, I know. There was some podcast I was looking at, and she was saying that it's not a hand-penis correlation. She was saying it was a nose-penis correlation.
Really?
Yeah, I'll send. It was a short clip. It was on Diary of a CEO.
You know what sucks about having a kid that doesn't.
Psychologically, it's that way though. If you take too much off a guy's nose, it's like you cut his penis off. They're weird. It's a weird psychological connection though. I'm not discounting that at all. I think there's something to truth to that.
These aren't my words.
Oh, I just didn't know what sucks about having a kid that's too big when you try to sneak him into baseball games that he has to be under 3 to get in for
they don't
and
believe
they
him?
question that he's over 3 because
He's so big.
yeah.
I get a video over the weekend. I just got it back from the kid. The clear bra.
I don't know, I can't grab the whole fucking Florida. You know about the Florida Canal, right?
Goes through.
They're gonna build the Florida Canal.
But there's a canal that goes through. There's with locks and shit. We've taken the boat through it.
No, but I'm talking about the whole way through the state of Florida.
Isn't there kind of one that goes all the way through? We've cut
They
through
stopped
the.
it. The funding went out in the 50s.
No, but we've taken the boat through the state, through the canals.
No, there's not one out.
But there was one 5 years ago.
No, it stopped.
It's not a fucking canal.
They stopped building it.
No, it was built. We took the boat through the middle of the state.
No, there was a canal waterway that they stopped because of that huge bridge on 18 was the start of it, and then there's all these like monuments.
You think my guys got out to walk the boat across the land? There's a water connection that goes from the Atlantic to the Gulf. We've taken our boat through it.
What, the Everglades area?
I don't know where the fuck it is. It's like near Boca Grande.
No, this one was in the middle of the Florida. They were going to connect from the St. John River to Withlacoochee and connect it. It was going to be right in the middle
Further
of
north.
Florida. It was going to be right in the middle of the state.
Okay. Well, we took something that was a little south and we went through the fucking state.
You probably, it might have been the one, but they were doing these ones for cargo ships.
Oh, massive. This isn't massive, and there are certain
Yeah.
seasons you couldn't go because it was too dry.
Yeah, this was for like.
This is something that's
Make sure you subscribe to Bubba Army HQ. Otherwise, Bubba will have to take action. And there's a lot of power behind those short arms.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Now back to the BRN.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Again, the Bubba the Love Sponge Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp.com. A lot of us want to spend more time doing what makes us happy, but we just can't seem to get it or make it a priority. Therapy can help you find out what matters to you so that you can do more of it. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, and they're going to match you with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, and they make it very, very simple for you to do that. Learn to make more time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/BTLS and get 10% off your first month. That /BTLS is very, very important. That's BetterHelp, HELP, BetterHelp.com/BTLS. Thanks. So, I'm in this little bit of a conundrum, and that is, I better turn everybody's mics on here. Here we go. Thank you.
God bless.
And I'm in full disclosure. I probably haven't had, in what I'm going through as a father, and my son being upset with me, and now going on. It'll be 3 years. No, it's 2.5 years of not having any correspondence with him, not knowing where he lives, not knowing his phone number, not knowing where he works, not knowing where he lays his head at night, not knowing anything. It just, and as a parent, it just, I'm probably only the other parents in the room, probably just Dan, because he has kids that are a little bit older, like Walker. You can't fathom 20 years from now Walker hating you.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, Seth, that you can fathom little Sethy, this little sweetest thing, ever, like just genuinely hating you as a dad, where that she wouldn't have any correspondence with you.
I fathom all scenarios, Bubba.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I for years really didn't have a close relationship with my father for whatever reason or another, which is not the same reason as Tyler and I are having issues, although some people like to correlate it and blame that on that. But anyway, it just hurts, not to have a relationship with my kid, and it kills me. I forget where I was going with this. I was going somewhere with this, and I had
Tyler sad.
No, there was something there was somewhere I was going with this. Oh, okay. So my dad.
Yeah.
So just recently, I've tried to rekindle my relationship with my father, Doug Clem, Reno, Nevada. Why go by garage?
Did it go sour on his side or your side with your dad?
I just think
not your son one, the dad one.
Probably my fault. Probably my fault.
Okay.
But he's just sometimes.
Is he like you?
Well, he's just.
Come on, Seth.
I don't know.
You know that.
You want me to start seeing Cats in the Cradle?
I didn't even know he had a dad.
Listen, the first fallout happened with my father. It was right after I got married, and it was like in 2007. And I was talking to my dad, and we were kind of reminiscing about me growing up as a kid, him being my dad. And I said, my dad had this really, really, really tricked out Honda Goldwing motorcycle. It was his pride. It was his pride. Next to his antique car collection, it was his pride and joy.
Chop it up, Spice. Lock those threads tight. 25 on the Cash App.
Thank you, Lummy. Could you go ahead and read that screen name one more time, please?
Chop it up, Spice.
For 25 on the lock time.
Sorry, yeah. Chop it up, Spice.
Can I get somebody to overlook, or maybe I will overlook the mechanics of the wheel, because I feel as if Dan loosened it.
Yeah.
It felt right for me, but if Dan's loosened it and jeopardized the integrity of the wheel, I'm going to be a little bit mad.
First of all, it's a lug nut. It's a wing nut that can be adjusted very easily. Quarter turn right, quarter turn left. A quarter turn left allowed the wheel to more freely spin. I don't disagree with putting Loctite on it, but it was absolutely over tightened.
Me and Macho will take a look at it.
Okay, I'll take a look at it as well.
These big guys, you don't think it's possible they over tightened?
I'll take a look at it
big
as
giant
well.
muscles.
All right, so I'll take a look at it.
Lummy seems very outspoken about his displeasure for how the reaction to the wheel has been.
Yeah,
I took pride in it.
The wheel's fine, Lummy. You did a great job. It's
great. It's great. There's nothing wrong with the wheel.
It kicked his ass yesterday.
Oh, it did?
Oh, man.
It did.
How?
Well, because I wanted to make it perfect for Bubba. I didn't want anything to happen on the air.
Lummy, it really didn't seem like it was. I mean,
There's
like it would be like,
well,
no, hold on. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like it looked like it would be very simple to assemble.
We didn't have an Allen wrench here, so I had to bring the Allen wrench.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving.
Yes.
Okay, you didn't have an Allen wrench. You had to get an Allen wrench, and then
But then also, I wanted to make sure that everything was tight as possible, double check it, because I didn't want to be on the air, and then all of a sudden, the wheel flies off, and it's Lummy's a dumbass.
It hits Bubba on the head.
Yep, exactly.
He's concussed, he's dead, he dies.
Or you give it to me, you present it to me for the first time, and it just sucks.
Yeah, and then we got Dr. Dan over here already criticizing it, so
Lummy's so
I take
hurt.
pride in my wheel.
So anyway, when I dealt with the wheel,
I love your wheel. I love it, but sometimes race cars need to be aligned. Even though they're fast, they just need a little alignment.
Lummy, next time you need an Allen wrench, just give me a call, buddy.
All right. So anyway,
Back to your father.
Back to my dad. My dad and I have So my dad and I in 2008 are having this conversation, and I say my dad had this Honda Goldwing, and he used to go for 1 week, the first week of October, just like clockwork, and he still does it to this day. As he goes to Hershey, Pennsylvania, for this big antique car swap meet. He's been doing it since 1969, and he hasn't missed a year.
Oh, that's great.
So when he would be gone for that week, my junior year of high school. His Goldwing was his pride and joy, and I had my motorcycle's license, and my dad had seen me. He let me drive his Goldwing around a few times just to train me on a bigger bike. Because those are big bikes,
Yes,
big fairings,
they're like big Harleys.
Yeah. So my dad had seen that at age 16, I was really pretty proficient on his Goldwing. One time we were coming home from the Indianapolis 500 time trials, and my dad had foot surgery. And we were driving down US 31, me as the passenger. I'm 16. I don't know how old he was like 37. And his foot starts hurting him. He's in this like walking cast. So we switched. And at 16 years old, I drove a 220-pound man and myself on a Honda Goldwing, like 200 miles.
Wow.
From Indianapolis to Warsaw, like going on the interstate and everything.
I had no idea that you were that exposed to motorcycles as a kid.
Yeah.
Which is explained why you had a Harley as a young man.
So my dad, that was his pride and joy. Like, my dad, so we're talking about it one day. This is in 2008. Now, my dad, since then actually had a pretty traumatic accident on that bike and was in the hospital for a few months. And he doesn't that's not a good thing. That heart, he doesn't drive a motorcycle anymore just because they're so dangerous. And he almost got killed on his one about 10 years ago.
And it wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't his fault. So we were talking in 2008. I'm like, hey, Dad, remember, man, when you used to go to Hershey back in the first week of October? Well, that first Friday when you were gone, I got on your Goldwing. And see, everybody at Warsaw, Indiana, they hung out at McDonald's. McDonald's was where everybody... all the kids back in the day when kids used to hang out. I don't think kids hang out anymore. They got their phones and they're inside their closets and things like that. So they don't. Kids don't get out, and even I don't even think kids really hang out on a Friday night. Dan does does little Danny and like 8 or 9 of his guys jump in a car and they go down to the Sonic or whatever and they're hanging out with girls, or like is it all still?
Well, they're at 12. They're still using like electric little battery operated cars.
But it's
so
16.
It's hard to get to McDonald's.
I'm talking about 16. Sophie, your daughter,
she's not asking
she's
yet.
all right.
But we did though, Bubba. When I was in high school at Northeast High, we would hang out at that McDonald's on 4th Street and like 38th Avenue.
Oh yeah,
that McDonald's, and then also St. Pete High would try to hang out there, and so that became like a turf war. That McDonald's, like, did it belong to Northeast or St. Pete High? And so we'd hang out there. We'd have fights there. I mean, McDonald's was part of almost every Friday or Saturday night.
Right. And it doesn't. And I had it too, Bubba, at Gaither High School, like in Northdale. There was a McDonald's, and that's where everybody would go to fight. That's where everybody would hang out.
Gossip. Yeah. Sometimes you just sit on the hood of your car and just be hanging out.
Exactly.
Is that what it was like to be cool?
Yeah.
I just hung out at home with my parents.
And your boys would be hanging out with you. And like, listen, you may be 15, but your boy's got his driver's license. He's 16, so he comes and rounds up all the 15-year-olds because we can't drive yet. But we don't want to be missing what's happening down at McDonald's. Michelle Thompson might be having her tight jeans on, and Simney Cormany might be down there with her jugs. So I told my dad, I go, Dad, one Friday, and it was always like who had like the nicest cars. Like anybody who had a real nice car would like slow roll McDonald's a couple times before they
peel
parked.
out.
Yeah, exactly. So I went down there when my dad was in Hershey. I went down there. I drove down to the McDonald's with my dad's Goldwing, like that time a $14,000 fully decked out badass Goldwing with a radio on it, the whole 9 yards. And it was pretty cool. And then when I left, I hit a little bit of this water, and I kind of gave it a little clutch and did a little burnout on the deal. And then on the way home, I opened it up to about $1.30, $1.40 on the way on the way home. And so that's it. That's all. Nothing happened. Nobody ever knew about it. Now this would have happened in 1983. Okay. That's when.
So now you're 20 years later.
Yeah. So 1983, I tell my dad a story from 1983, and I said, Dad, man, what I used to do, man, is I would disconnect the front speedometer cable, because my dad would write the miles down, because he'd write how many miles were on the bike before he left.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you went like a step further.
So I went
just like borrow the bike.
I disconnected the speedometer.
You're so deviant.
And went down there and I spent literally 2 nights with it. I was the man. So now, but I'm an adult now, and my dad's an adult, and it's funny. It's not. I mean, it's not a big deal, right? I mean, I didn't hurt anything. Nobody ever knew back in the day. My dad's bike didn't have a scratch on it. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. I could have just kept my mouth shut, and nobody would have ever known. But I was talking to my dad in 2008, and I'm like, "Hey, Dad, one time, man, I took out your bike. Was doing some burnouts on it, and drove it home at about 130. Then I went ahead and reconnected the speedometer, and you never even knew about it. Isn't that cool? I mean, right? Like, I was just like, my dad's like, what? And I go, yeah, Dad, I was just being cool and everything. Nothing ever happened. I completely got away with it. You never knew. But oh, man, you don't understand, Dad. I mean, everybody was thinking I was cool for those 2 nights, that Friday and Saturday night when you were gone, man. You don't understand. So I would think it'd be like two men talking and reminiscing over how one got one over on one, but he's not mad about it. Like, it didn't hurt anything, Oh, my dad got so mad. He's like, that just right there shows me how much respect you have for me. I'm like, Dad, I was a kid. I was 16 years old.
That was 25 years
ago.
Dad,
I'm 36 years old now, or however I am. Dad, I was telling you the story like as a funny thing. Like, are you mad? Yes, I'm mad. And I'm disappointed. Like, that's ridiculous. You would do something like that. What if this? And then he goes through the whole what ifs. Hold on. What if? We're talking about 24 years ago, Dad. Are we going to play the what if game? Right? Like, you can't play the what if game from 24 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
So my dad continues to get madder and madder. And then he writes me this letter. You know how old timers write letters still?
Oh, yeah.
He writes me this cursive letter, all about how I'm just, I didn't appreciate how he worked his ass off for the family and blah, 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 blah.
Jeez, man.
So I was just like, man. So for like 10 years, I just haven't really talked to my dad much just because I'm like, come on, Jesus. Well, in this situation that's happening through Tyler, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to put my dad through that. He wants to have a relationship with me. He's my real dad. You know what? It was probably the majority of this is maybe my fault. I don't know. I think he overreacted. It's a perfect storm of nonsense. And so I tried to reconnect with him. And I have, and I do, and we speak, and my dad, of course, loves the Facebook. My dad loves the Facebook.
Does Tara talk to him?
No, that's another different topic.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
Okay. Sorry, I thought about that because Caviar Taco said, how big were Tara's jugs back then?
If you want to hear the one time that Doug Clem called in the show.
No, let's not even get into that, okay?
Oh, I was going to say you go to Bubba Army HQ.
Type in what Doug Clem as a search and you'll go right to it. Yeah, thanks, appreciate it. So my dad and I this past I think August or September, Merch Crick and I flew out to Reno, and I spent 3 nights or 3 days or so with my dad out in Reno. It was really cool. We went to Lake Tahoe one day and got hung out in the garage and talked about old time stuff, and it was just pretty cool. It was kind of cool to reconnect with him and everything. And I've been trying to have more correspondence with him, and things like that. So this morning I wake up and my dad's a big Facebooker. But he also has my phone number, and he texts. Now, he very rarely texts me. He always Facebook messages me, which I don't. Yeah, which I don't see much. But he texts me this morning, and this is what I wake up to. Now, mind you, my dad doesn't listen to the show, or once I went out there last year, he kind of figured out that the show's on Facebook, and I think he might listen to it occasionally on Facebook. I think my dad follows our Facebook's what I'm trying to say. So what we give there is what he might be familiar with.
He gets to spin the wheel.
And so, oh, Jesus, Dan.
What's up, Mr. Clem?
Isn't that what's going to be the criteria?
The Z Morning Zoo on Z100.
Oh, with regards to following?
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, whatever. Yes. Okay. So anyway, I wake up this morning, and yesterday on my Facebook, I posted a picture of me and OJ. Now, OJ died yesterday, okay? OJ Simpson died. I got a whole big story about that, but OJ Simpson, that's the big news. OJ died.
You're like the only person that had a picture with him, by the way.
Yeah, for real. I mean, like, for
it's
real.
like having a picture with Epstein, though, isn't it?
So here's
point?
the deal.
Yes.
So I thought that having a picture with OJ was kind of a rib. I mean, like, having a picture with him.
Well, not when you say R.I.P.
But I'm just saying, still, it's content. So I put a picture of me and OJ up on our Facebook, and it's when OJ, I got him, man, very much freshly found not guilty. Like within 60 days of his verdict.
Oh, hot!
I had him on the show.
It's on our YouTube.
Hot guest.
And OJ and I, and listen, OJ, I mean, he has a very persuasive defense in what. See, this is right when he was fresh from it, and he would be willing to talk about it in his manner. Now, I think a lot of people think that OJ was lying.
What?
So OJ's story that he tells is a lie. But there's some people that think that maybe, obviously there was a jury of corrupt people in Los Angeles that found him not guilty, correct?
Yeah.
And he was
And
tried.
so he is innocent of the murders.
Right,
he was found not guilty.
Mean, if you're gonna believe in the system, the same system that found Charles Manson, guilty and sentenced to death, although they changed the death penalty to deal to life, that jury found O.J. Simpson not guilty of this crime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's highly polarizing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the highly polarizing business.
Yes, you are.
And me having a picture of OJ is different than Dan posting a picture of OJ in his clientele versus my clientele.
I agree.
I'm a shock jock. I needed to have a picture of OJ Simpson, and not a lot of people did. So if you had a picture of you and OJ, why not post it?
Right.
Especially yesterday.
Were you guys at a party or?
No, that was the studios. No, there was a couple different ones posted. But anyway,
Okay.
I get this from my dad today. Bubba, please delete the OJ photo. Nobody thinks that this is cool at all. And you can see, Seth, it's even capitals.
Oh, God.
With
He's got angry faces.
Hold on, 3 angry faces.
Oh, come on.
No.
Really?
Wow,
Come
that's serious
on.
business.
There were 3. I mean, is there 3 angry
There's
faces?
3 angry faces. That's no lie.
Yeah. Bubba.
You put emojis?
Please delete the OJ photo now.
Angry
No
face,
one
angry
thinks
face.
this is cool at all. Then 3 real mad faces. So obviously either he saw it or one of his friends saw it or whatever. And I got back to him. So you know what I did? There was a part of me that wanted to text my dad back and say, Dad, mind your own. Like, this is my business. This is my, this is my life of being controversial and polarizing. And a picture with me and OJ may not be cool in your old timer circles, but in the circles that I travel in and the people that like my show, it's funny. So mind your own, stop. Or there was a part of me that said, he's your dad. He feels as if you're making a mistake as a man. He's upset by it. Why don't you? So you know what? Maybe I'm a pussy. Maybe I've lost my edge. But just to make my father happy.
Oh, no.
I deleted it. I took it off.
That had some major traction on it yesterday.
I took it off.
Hundreds of comments.
I took it off.
Yeah, they would have put you on Fox News or something on the in memoriam section. All the celebrity pictures.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, you should have left it up.
This might be your ticket back into the mainstream, Bubba.
What, for real? So you guys are saying to put it back?
Yes.
Do not
Do it for
upset
the
your father,
impressions.
Bubba.
I'm trying to be.
It's not going to be as ripe the second time.
If this were the other way around, you'd appreciate him keeping it off. So if you wanna,
well, I mean, he's not. Hold on, Dan.
What?
I don't need it, Dad.
There's no other way around. Like, my dad's not a famous person who has a radio program that people are going to go flock to and see a picture whether he's got OJ or not. My dad's not in the same business as I am, so I don't think we can.
I think he just meant respecting his wishes.
What I'm saying is that if you had asked Tyler to do something like that and he agreed, and then 2 hours later said, you know what, F off, I'm going to go the other way. You'd be irritated.
I can't even get that. Hold on, that's not even a very good analogy either. Just because I can't. That guy doesn't even talk to me.
Yeah, that guy.
But
So
what
I'm
I'm
just
saying
saying.
is, Bubba,
That guy doesn't have a radio show.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, Bubba, is
Unless
as I'm
my
going-
father had a radio show, and had 150. Dan, if my dad had 157,000 followers and as influential as I am compared to what he is on Facebook, I can't think of a scenario that he would post a picture that I'd ask him to take it down based on his followings. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Completely understand what you're saying, Bubba. All I'm saying is, as I become an adult, I realize how many times I disappointed my parents when my kids inadvertently disappoint me. And so I'm trying to do better on both sides.
Oh, well, when you put it like that, then I did the right thing.
Yes. By taking it down.
But Seth said it could be our big break back.
You think you're the only person with the picture of OJ?
Well, I tell you one thing. I didn't see a lot.
Okay.
I mean, I scoured the internet quite a bit.
My uncle, I mean,
But maybe just post
don't
it
give
on.
any examples.
Maybe post it on Twitter. Your dad doesn't have Twitter.
Yeah, so I put listen. I put it. I think I put it everywhere except.
Yeah, it was on Twitter.
It's still on Twitter and it's still on YouTube.
Okay, so you're good.
I got the interview on. I got the interview on the full 56 or however long it was. It was very lengthy.
53 minutes.
Yeah, the full 53-minute interview with OJ is on our YouTube.
Great
and
interview.
and I think there's the picture of me and OJ. Is on our Twitter. Two places I don't think Doug Clem sniffs around.
No.
He just sniffs. Him and his homies are straight Facebook gangsters.
Facebookers.
Yeah. So I took it off. I took it off Facebook.
I think that's appropriate.
And when he goes to Facebook today to go look, he'll see that it's gone. And I think that I don't even think I have to have a conversation with him by saying I took it down. I think he'll just see that I took it down. Right? I mean, should I say? I don't think I should. Should I text him back and said I took it down?
No, because you didn't take it down everywhere. Then it'd be kind of misleading. It's down in his format. As far as he's concerned, in his little world, it's down. Move on. You're good.
Well, no, but maybe I should clarify that via text by saying I took it down off Facebook.
Yeah, but you don't want to.
about X?
You don't want to call back attention to it because maybe he'll start sniffing around some other
Right,
places.
exactly. I agree with Brett.
And you have his friends that live
If
there.
you just let him forget about it.
I'm worried about my dad sniffing around, trying to get me in trouble. That's where my show currently is right now.
Yeah, you don't
We're
make your
trying to
dad
scramble
mad.
it around so Doug Clem doesn't get upset. I did take it down like a little bitch.
I get it.
I think it was
I
correct.
would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to make your dad upset.
Why go out of your way to make him upset? I mean, he made it clear it was upsetting him. Take it down from there. You still have another format.
But to me, it's
good.
like it almost feels like, Dad, don't you get it?
Yeah, I know.
Like, why you got to
Parents
be
don't.
why do you got to be so uptight?
Because he's a boomer.
Exactly.
Why you got to be so uptight?
He's a little boom.
Yeah.
But he was found not guilty, and according to us, that's innocent.
Yeah, here's all the OJ stuff. There was a ton of it. They tried to slice it every which way. This one slices that he's dead. Everybody was trying to get in on some of that OJ real estate, and then this one said that some of his records are still held, and then this one says that OJ. Somebody had AIDS. And
His father, I guess, was a drag queen and died of AIDS.
Yeah, that. So they
might mess you up.
So they took the OJ death and turned it into that, and then they turned it into that. Ron Goldman says it's no great loss.
My uncle was personal friends with OJ. He was playing cards with him the day of the murders, and he said one specific thing: that she antagonized him, pressed his buttons, and that she drove him to do this because she did everything she could to F with his head during this estrangement.
So she deserved to be basically decapitated?
Know your audience, Anna. That's the whole point. Know your audience.
O.J. Simpson bragged about hot tub sex with Kris Jenner. So there's a lot of OJ-ness that we need to get to.
Yes, this is a daily telethon. We gotta keep the lights on somehow. So don't forget PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. All at BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
We'll be back after this.
Police have been called a few times. There were some reports that there was domestic violence. But you're right, yeah, just fucking get away from it.
I mean, if the guy already has hit you a couple of times, and you keep antagonizing him, just leave. That's the answers. And don't do shit that's going to piss him off further. If you know you got a monster, a psycho monster, just like Wolf the Fence guy, stay away from that person. That person's already shown you that she can hurt you. You know what I mean? And so you got if
I agree
it's
with
an
that.
abusive relationship, she was trying to get out of it, but she should have kept antagonizing. She just got
I
the fuck
understand what you're
out.
saying.
So Goldman seen driving around in OJ's car, and it's a small neighborhood. You know, they called him the mayor of Brentwood. It's just small upper class.
He's like
and
this
then all
young,
of a-
hot 25-year-old dude.
Right, and then so the nicest golf course was Riviera Country Club, where OJ, my uncle, and all the fucking rich people were members. And he was pissed because she was fucking pressing his buttons for months and months.
Yeah, it's kind of the
Finally
same
had
argument
enough,
of like,
snapped.
don't wear a short skirt in a dark alley, and then you people say you blame the victim, but also you got to be smart about your surroundings, you know, and who you're.
What up, LM? Did you make it down here, LM? I know you said you were coming down here.
No, but it's like, be smart.
But it explains.
Yeah, I
gives you
understand
an
what you're saying.
understanding of how it could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Hogan said on the airways that he understands how it happened.
Did he? What did he say?
Same thing I said, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and.
Do you think the Goldmans can collect?
From the estate?
I don't know. They're about I think he still has like 100 million.
What up, don't panic,
I
it's
don't know what the rules are in
organic.
California on that. Because I think I think the
Spencer,
case was in California.
Correct.
So I don't know how they can attach that to Florida and the estate.
Have a nice weekend if nobody has to work.
That's why sometimes these big lawsuits are useless, because you win $40 million, you never collect. Entities become judgment proof.
Organic Jade. I think it was XXL Gaming.
What up, Hoss? Hoss. I hope it was good, LM. OJ's daughter was in St. Pete. I don't know if she's still there or not.
She was for the longest time.
Yeah.
As a realtor.
What up, Permagrom? Lil Wilbur's afterbirth. I might have said hi to Permagrom already. Sorry. Two highs don't make a right.
There we go. What's up? Talking to Steve.
What up, Bub Army for life? Alan Bolin. What up, DMS? If you want it, you gotta come and get it. And word, skip.
What's up, Caviar Tacos?
Do you think that was the OJ thing's the biggest pop culture phenomenon that'll be in our lives?
Probably one of them.
I don't even know what is on that level. I mean, I was just in 7th grade when it happened, but the fucking home ec teacher put the verdict on in the classroom. Why the fuck did we need to know that in 7th grade? What up, Easy Rider? Internet Fred, Caviar. I hope you heard me shout you out, Caviar, about Tara's jugs. What up, Rubs? Fuck yeah, Alan Bowling. Thank you.
I asked before queso.
Share it with somebody. What up, Chris?
That's how you cure AIDS.
I'm glad to be back too, Todd. Thank you.
Corona, AIDS, all that shit.
Yeah, it's like Windex.
Yeah, exactly. It does. It works perfect.
That was a great movie. My big fat Greek movie.
What up, Bubba's my guy?
Can you tell Jay to bring some or something? Oh, you have it.
Just
doesn't work.
Just that. I think I need something else.
I feel like
I put some steroid drops in the air bag this morning, but
It's not fucking up with.
What up, Daniel Hamilton?
No, I can do the monitor.
Danny.
It takes me a couple hours to like settle it in. It's better now than it was.
Fuck yeah, Richie Rich. Cankles.
It's like one day I don't have his drops.
Caviar, are you backed up, man? We talked Tara's jugs. Is now a little honest, looking cute today.
I'll take it.
Judge.
No, I'm not saying you have to be backed up to think that Anna's cute. I'm just saying there's a lot of. Just want to make sure he's all good out there in California.
Okay.
What up, Mitch? Mitchy Mitch?
What's up, Daniel Hamilton?
So, Mitch, good morning.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
After the show, make sure to check out BubbaArmyHQ.com. It's all things Bubba 24/7. And now back to the BRN.
So, the biggest news, again, if you talk about the OJ stuff, now he's dead, of course, but that's not nearly the news of pop culturally when he was on trial or the OJ chase. I mean, pop culturally, that's as big of an event as, if you think of some of the biggest events that happen in our lifetime, you probably go 9/11 as number one.
Yeah.
You probably go maybe this latest COVID stuff.
I think so.
Was the contest like the most disruptive or the most memorable?
Just maybe both.
I think COVID might be one of the most life-altering. I know we're mostly back to normal now, but for a while.
9/11 only changed the way we flew. We were hold on. It changed a lot more than that. But just COVID. Let's say you didn't fly. You're just a regular dude that worked at a mechanic shop and you didn't fly. You weren't using TSA a lot. Other than the Patriot Act and the Homeland Security Act that they passed that you probably aren't affected by either. A lot of people's lives weren't truly affected that much by 9/11. We can just remember the event as being so tragic, and we all know where we were during that one. That's
same with the OJ verdict, right?
Yeah,
I feel like we all know where we were when they had the verdict.
I think that's kind of
Two girls, one cup.
I kind of think that's the par as to if something is a pop cultural event, and it very much starts with if you remember where you were when a particular event happened. That's like the first test of was something pop culturally, huge. Like everybody knows where they were when they found out Princess Diana got killed, right? Everybody knows where they were the day the space shuttle, the first time the space shuttle blew up.
Or if you're around for the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, that would be our upper end, but there's probably,
For you and I, Bubba, it's space shuttle, it's 9/11, it's OJ verdict. And then, but Corona was it was a slow rollout. It was weird, even though that was more disruptive than anything else in the last 50 years.
But hold on.
A day.
But out of all those red letter days, so to speak, 9/11, OJ trial, Challenger, that's out of all of that, it all started with the fact that where you were.
Yes.
And I think O.J. Simpson's, OJ almost has two of them. And that is, his first one was, where you were during the white Bronco trial.
Right.
Chase.
Slow speed chase.
Right. Like that had all of America riveted. Remember? And for the life of me, I couldn't understand why a couple cop cars couldn't come right up, give him the pit maneuver or something.
It was weird.
It's because it was OJ.
Head. Well, no, it was, and here's the reason why. People ask, well, why didn't the cops put stop sticks out, or it was a 35-mile-an-hour chase that had 150 cop cars that are going 31 miles an hour.
Right. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
They just box
why
them
you just box him in, pull him over? But you know why? Because he had supposedly had a gun in his mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they felt as if, and I think
But any other guy at that era that had a gun in his mouth, they still would have boxed him in. But it was OJ, and he was a celebrity.
Did the media ever get? Because I know they had Al Collins on the phone. They had him on a cell phone or something like that, and he was giving the cops the information. OJ's in the back. He's laying down.
Yeah, he was
he's
the
crying.
driver of the car.
He's crying. He wants to go back to his house one last time. He has a gun in his mouth, so please don't try. All I am is driving to his Brentwood mansion, and then you guys can take him in custody from there. But they don't usually give you that luxury when you've killed when you are a wanted man. Now at this time he hadn't been cleared.
Right.
At this time he was suspect number one
of a double murder.
Of a double murder. You don't let Johnny double murder, have his best friend drive you to your house so that you can get a few things before the boys jump on top of you, right?
Right, because I mean,
this was like almost a gentlemanly arrest.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. It was a gentlemanly arrest. So, Al Collins has that AC, that white Bronco, and they drive it to OJ's house. The gate opens, and I think the cops then go in there, and it's like an hour or two of negotiations. I think OJ has, he's instantaneously lawyered up. You know what I'm saying? Danny probably had his lawyers meet him he was probably calling his lawyer, saying, everybody meet me at my Brentwood mansion because I'm going to get taken into custody, and if I get asked any questions while they're taking me into custody, I want my lawyers there.
Correct.
So, at that point, they gave him a gentlemanly, arrest. And then came the verdict. Then was the OJ trial, and that was like if the gloves don't fit, you must acquit, and that in itself was an absolute crap show. And the fact that wasn't the Darden guy, the African American prosecutor, and Marsha Clark, weren't they having sex during the trial?
I think they were. It came out afterwards. They were both also very, very, very poor at presenting their case.
Right. The state puts on a horrible case.
Well, they spent 2 weeks on dog barking. I mean, the trial lasted like 9 or 10 months.
It was ridiculous. And OJ had the dream team. He had about 46 guys over there, just racked up, ready to go. What's that, Seth?
I just want to say, as far as like pop culture phenomenons, like can you envision a scenario where schools are in the future are ever going to put the TV on in every classroom to see the verdict of a murder trial?
No, you're right.
No.
Never. Because some woke ass organization would be like, I don't want my kids seeing that. Somebody would have a problem with it. So then this entire school system would have to have like a nobody can really watch the verdict, policy because
it'd probably be the parents at this rate before an organization.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how it is nowadays. Like the parents just control most of what goes on.
Parents are such a bunch of pussies.
These teachers are just
parents are a bunch of pussies. They're like, I don't want little Johnny seeing. Hell, I want little Johnny seeing it, and then I want my social studies teacher to open up discussion, and you have a discussion amongst all the kids and what really happened.
I mean, it's a historical event, so.
Right?
But let's play it on to today. So say today, and again, this is hypothetical. Tom Brady murders Giselle because they're fighting and they're still in the middle of a divorce, and he catches her with like the jiu-jitsu guy,
instructor.
And he pulls out a gun and he shoots her. The whole world would watch that trial from start to finish.
You're right.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right.
And he had that kind of star power 30 years ago.
That's kind of the scenario. Really good analogy.
I think that's the only thing that could happen that would sweep the nation, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, but think how bizarre that is in itself. We could never think of that. Nobody ever really thought. Everybody that knew OJ prior to him doing this,
we didn't know about CTE yet.
You're right.
Yeah, but also another thing. OJ was treated as a white man. He was a black guy in all white entities. Like the country club he was in had not a lot of black guys in it. And so he was treated and accepted by the white community as an equal.
Yeah, he was a big time star in LA.
Huge.
Because he went to USC, won the Heisman, and then went on to be an actor, and do the Hertz commercials, and just he was an A-list celebrity?
He was pretty close.
He was, with regards to athlete wise, probably one of the biggest. The Rock is probably that guy now times 10. But OJ was kind of that athletic, celebrity in Hollywood. He was always perceived as that. He dated or was married to a very beautiful white woman.
First a black woman, then he cheated on her with Nicole and then married Nicole.
Exactly. Thank you for the correction, because that is very well needed. He was hooked up with a sister until a sister wasn't good enough. Then he went and got him. Then he went and got him a white girl.
You know, I'm surprised that
And
the black community didn't
He
turn their back on him.
He did catch a lot of heat for that.
Did he? Okay.
So anyway, I mean, so then we all know, every one of us know where we were when the verdict was read. I do.
I do, and I was in 3rd grade.
Lummy, do you remember?
Yeah, I was in class, 5th grade.
And did they pipe it through the TV?
Our teacher put it on the radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was on the radio.
It wasn't Power Pig, No Panties Thursday?
I don't think we were allowed to listen to that then.
Lummy, were kids told, because when I was on the Power Pig when you were a kid, and I think maybe, Seth, you might have been a kid when I was on the Power Pig. Were you a kid?
Yes. I was like 15, I believe.
We talked about you most a lot of times in church. And
hold on.
They mentioned him at church?
No, hold on.
Oh,
come on.
Hold on.
Our youth groups.
Let me. So you're saying I was so dirty and stuff that when you would, like, your youth group would, like, talk about "Don't you dare," like, how would they spin me?
Because
like, how my name
Spawn of Satan.
Yeah, the youth group thing kind of was always at night. Like we would meet back there, and a couple kids brought you up. And after they brought you up, about 93.3, and there's this guy on there, our youth would say, you guys need to not listen to this radio station. Pretty much he was saying you will go to hell.
Really?
Yeah, you need to repent. If you happen to find yourself listening to this spawn of Satan, then you need to repent.
The spawn of Satan?
Yes.
Well, you faced that guy.
That's a new title.
Spawn of Satan.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known they were calling me that back then, because I would have brought it up. Be like, Bubba the Love Sponge. Don't forget that England Rocks Baptist Church calls me the spawn of Satan. I'll be having a No Panties Thursday get together next Thursday in their parking lot. What are they going to do about it?
Were you conflicted, Lummy, at the time? Did you love Bubba then, or did your love only develop after you heard that you were going to burn in hell if you were a fan?
Or do you still think he's a spawn of Satan?
It only developed after about that. My brother.
The Merch Crick was in high school when I was on the Power Pig, and she hated me. And she supposedly, I guess I said something about her high school one time. And she said, like, she hated me. And all of her little girlfriends and friends liked me because I was dirty, and she didn't like me. She thought I was mean.
Things have changed.
So when she's bouncing,
talk about a turnaround.
Now she likes it.
Yeah. Talking about a turnaround. So anyway, like, let me. When they did, so were you instructed not to listen? And
correct. Yes.
What's the best marketing ever for kids?
Yeah, don't listen.
When you tell a kid, man, don't you do this.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't do this.
Then your kid can't help it. It's kid wiring. They can't help it.
Well, most of the
they
kids
cannot help it, and then they're just like, "Oh my God, it's so." And I often, over the years, have gotten emails and various correspondence from people that were teenagers during the Power Pig days, and they'd be like, "My mom would come in and say, turn that off," and if we didn't turn it off, then she'd come and take the radio from us, and we would, be hearing you and having, basically a lot of times women would just full blown be having sex live on the air,
Well, and the big thing is that it was always try to call in and make sure you're recording, like, on a tape. And it was the coolest thing if you could get on.
If you could call in, yeah, because the phone lines, I had like 12 lines, and they were ringing nonstop, like nonstop. So in between records, while I was playing music, I would be recording phone calls, and then you'd have to, erase most of them were no good, start over. But when you get that one, and maybe they said a few bad words, you'd have to get the tape and the razor blade and the splice tape and splice it by hand. And so you were working literally you were working nonstop. And then you were monitoring the record, how much long's left in the song, and do you have enough time to go on the air, or do you need to segue another song to give you more time to fix the phone call, because the phone call's solid gold. It's two hot chicks in a hot tub using dildos on each other.
How could you do all this while you had a girl servicing you at the same time? It's unbelievable you could juggle all that at the same time.
I never had a girl servicing me when I was on the air. I would always go to an office.
Chicken wings.
And I thought you'd do it right there.
No, never did. I've never.
You just destroyed my fantasy.
Hold on, but I've never while on the air, never in my career. In my 40.
38.
I started in 86. In my 38 years in my 38-year radio career, I've never had a girl service me while I'm live on the air.
Oh, we need to change that.
What?
We need to change that. What's wrong with you, Bubba?
Hold on.
Let's get merch tricked out here right now.
No, but I've never been in I've always had additional people on the show.
In the room.
What about that? I always heard that that Sunny porno chick that used to be with Dennis Hoff sucked you.
Oh, jeez.
No, Bubba serviced a female.
No, I gave oral to a girl. I gave oral to a girl one time.
But you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, the girl that had sex with Jerry Springer. She was beautiful. Oh my God, she was
the prostitute.
Yeah, she was a porn star.
I got a Sunset Thomas from Madden Crusher.
No, I did do some. I gave oral to Sunset Thomas. She was my second one. My first one was I forget what her name was, but she was so beautiful. Oh, she was so beautiful. And she was so hot, and she was a porno star, and she had sex with Jerry Springer, and Jerry Springer when he was the mayor of Cincinnati, and he and he actually, instead of giving her cash, he wrote a check to her, $2,500 check. Was it Kindred? No, it was Alicia Class.
Yeah, there you go.
Alicia Class. I gave oral to her, and I gave oral to Sunset Thomas. I mean, and the management would be like, what is he doing in there? And Guido and Spice Boy and Whitey Pippin and man, they would all stand by the door and tell management they couldn't go in there because Bubba was just doing theater. He wasn't really doing it. He was faking it, but he didn't want anybody in there seeing it. But really, I was doing it. I mean, I was really doing. I was really eating. I was doing that.
Snacking.
I don't know that anybody's ever really done it. Now, as far as me sitting here on the air and having a girl service me, I've never had that done. And I don't think that would, I don't know.
Do you think you're past that point in your career, Bubba?
Yeah,
you are.
Really? Yeah, please.
Your dad would like you to post that on Facebook.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
All right, so let's clear out the OJ stuff before we go on. OJ died.
Okay, so what was this about his father being dying of AIDS? And
I guess he was secretly gay in a
why are they trying to shame him now?
No, they're just saying that this may have contributed to
just coming into our newsroom.
Well,
OJ Simpson
that's normal.
has apparently died. His family is reporting on their Twitter, on his Twitter account. It says on April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. So that was about 20 minutes ago that was tweeted out.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson, 76 years old. All of this breaking news.
No, he did a video for the Super Bowl and looked pretty spry.
I don't know. There was people saying the opposite.
Really? All right. Well, try to find that for me if you could.
Morning. We're going to continue to get more information for you and bring you the latest.
All right. So this particular news source, they just reported, OJ's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Family asked, please chill out during this time. Give us YPO. Now, this one here, it breaks the OJ death into just OJ didn't die.
What source is this right here?
Daily Mail.
Okay.
It's usually, Daily Mail's usually, they're usually aggressive, but not usually on. All right, they're not just flat out
tabloids.
Yeah, are they? Is Daily Mail tabloid-ish? I mean, or
it can be. It can be, but
what about this story?
I mean, I read through it. It just kind
queen.
of detailed his life, essentially.
So it's what, O.J. Simpson's father?
Yeah, he grew up poor. His dad, I guess, was a secret drag queen, secretly gay, died of AIDS. He was really poor. He had rickets. He somehow makes it to college ball, does really well. His first wife, and then, he has a few kids with her. He had a baby boy or girl, toddler, that drowned in a pool, so that may have messed him up. And then he meets Nicole. He's cheating on his wife with Nicole, leaves his wife, gets with Nicole, blah, blah, blah.
Hold on. You skip from his dad to OJ without saying we're skipping to OJ. So his dad has rickets and AIDS.
No, sorry. OJ had rickets.
Oh.
His dad had AIDS.
His dad died of AIDS.
Okay. So
allegedly.
OJ's dad allegedly died of AIDS.
Yeah.
OJ had rickets.
Yeah.
Now, what's rickets?
It's from vitamins. It's a vitamin deficiency, and you end up with like misshaped bones, like bow-legged.
Oh, okay.
I sent you the clip from his last YouTube or
I believe
Twitter.
it's vitamin D or iodine.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, this is OJ. Just this is what, Super Bowl Lummy?
I had
Yeah,
that.
Here we go. Here, hold on.
Well, it's me, yours truly. Boy, what a beautiful day it is here in Las
Hold on
Vegas.
now. I mean, he's not in a wheelchair.
No.
He didn't have a respirator or a bottle of oxygen.
His thighs look good.
Looks like he could maybe still get up and walk a little bit. I mean, look very kind of pep in his step with regard to his speaking. Sometimes some people speaking, I'm like, all right, it's OJ, and I'm here. Like Larry, like he turned into Larry Flint, like as you get older, and then that's when they know you're going.
Well, it's me, yours truly. Boy, what a beautiful day it is here in Las Vegas. Even though the game is indoors, it wouldn't have mattered, but still, it's nice to have a beautiful day like this.
To me, I mean, Dan, you're a doctor.
He looks great.
He doesn't look like he's on death's doorstep here.
No, I mean he would out debate Biden here.
I think you're right.
I'm not trying to be anti-Biden. It's just that he looks better than Biden.
No, it's a factual truth.
Hey, Danny, how about that, huh?
Bringing the nose up.
Hey, let me take a moment to say thank you to all the people who've reached out to me. My health is good. I mean, obviously, I'm dealing with some issues.
I think it was prostate cancer, correct?
It was.
Yes.
Okay.
But
And now, Dan, is there any there should be no reason prostate cancer kills you? Because if you can't, if the way that I understand it is it's nothing that can sneak up on it, and if you do your yearly or bi-yearly, colonoscopy and keep up on your health screenings and things like that through blood work and through physically checking that your prostate isn't getting cancer of the prostate enough to kill you doesn't creep up on you.
No, it's a slow-growing cancer, and it's, like most people, if you get old, most people will ultimately get cataracts. Most men at a particular age will ultimately get some kind of prostate dysplasia or, maybe cancer. So the secret is get your annual screening. Those PSAs, the prostate
That's the blood,
specific
the
antigen.
blood.
Yeah, it's a good screening test for prostate cancer. And ironically, insurance, which is paying for sex changes, won't pay for PSAs on 50 and 5 and 60-year-olds.
So you got men.
So there's a higher rate of cancers now because they're getting missed. You get your PSA. It's a cheap test.
It's a blood test, isn't it?
Yes, it's easy. It's not even a finger in your ass. It's can I say that?
No, I guess you can. I mean,
you're a doctor.
He is a doctor.
From like a rectal
Seth,
exam.
he's a doctor.
It's not a rectal
Yeah,
exam.
yeah.
It's not. But the rectal exam complements it.
Sure.
But it's such an important screening test. It's one of the most important screening tests. It's often overlooked. You can buy it yourself for about $80. Get the PSA. If you're over 50, start getting PSAs every couple of years.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: it's not a test. I mean, if you just get your normal blood work done, it's always inclusive. It's always
check the box.
Yeah, it's always a test they run, so you don't have to specifically ask for them to check your prostate, whatever the.
No, you do.
You
Bubba.
do?
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was a standard test.
It's a different tube.
Oh, okay.
It's a different tube. So, yeah, you actually have to ask for it. Ask for the CEA for colon cancer and the PSA for prostate cancer. And women, get your mammograms. Start getting them at 40.
And if you, did it, and I do my blood work every 4 months, every 3 months. Mm-hmm. If I started having some of these markers show up, and the early stages of prostate cancer, and you catch it let's say you catch it after your very first abnormal blood test.
Right.
I think that's probably about as early as you can catch it.
About 100% curable.
And how do they cure it at that point? Do they go in and take a little bit of it out?
They would biopsy. The next step, if you get a positive screening test, they do a biopsy, and then they would do a very conservative surgery with almost zero side effects. But if you wait too long, then you end up with problems with like incontinence or impotence.
What's both of those mean? You can't get a
incontinence means you can't stop yourself from peeing. You leak, like girls sometimes when they get giggly, they get stress incontinence.
Or you can't get a bone.
Or impotence is you can't get an erection. And so those are problems with.
You're peeing all the time, Lemmy, with the softie. That sucks.
Horrible.
Can you imagine?
Get the blood test, or you'll pee all year for the softie.
Hey, I think I'm just about over it.
Nobody wants to pee all day with the softie. Hold on. No. How can you? This is what I feel bad about OJ is. Fact that how can you on Super Bowl Sunday think, or the doctors, or whoever you're getting your treatment from, OJ, I think you're almost over it, buddy. That's what he says.
Could be
How
lying.
can you go from almost over it to dying?
Yeah, I mean, he's not known for being truthful.
I think I'm
Here we go.
just about over it, and I'll be back on that golf course hopefully in a couple of weeks. But it was very nice hearing from you and hearing those good, positive words. Thank execute. Now, as far as the game goes, obviously, my prediction, and it's not hope, I'm basing it on who's on the field. I see a 24-20 win by the 49ers.
Well, he missed that one too. But I mean, far more. It looked far more capable than our current president, right?
Anyone does.
Yeah, he had charisma. He was funny.
Ron Goldman's dad, he's been that one dude that is always. Remember, he showed up for every OJ.
Angry. He's very angry.
I think
understandably,
he's owed $100 million.
OJ owes him $100 million, and OJ would play all these games and tricks with his Heisman, and his best friend would buy it, and then they would, Goldman for years, OJ for years skirted Goldman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they couldn't go after his retirement because you can't go after retirement in a judgment. So his NFL retirement pension, they couldn't go after. And so it was other funds.
How about
so
like houses
those.
And I think
you can't go after your primary domicile in Florida. That's protected too. So if you have a house under half an acre, that's your primary house in Florida. They can't take that, and they can't take your pension.
And I think they're allowed one vehicle.
I believe so. Yes.
So you can have one car, one big ass house, and get your pension. What else do you need in life?
Nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The ex-NFL star failed to pay the amount over the decades, with the sum ballooning more to $100 million.
Well, like with interest.
Let's not forget that OJ did. Remember, he did 9 years in prison in Nevada on something that, quite frankly,
it's like kidnapping and robbery.
If there was a charge that he got out of and one that he didn't get out of, the verdicts were completely flip-flop applesauce. Correct. He shouldn't have got out of the murders. And this one that they got him in Vegas was a complete, you know what? We're just going to get you because we can, because we missed you the first time.
Right.
You somehow slipped through the cracks of justice the first time, so we're going to hem you up on something that's really not that big a deal. He basically, somebody had a bunch of his memorabilia, a whole bunch of it. And they're like, hey, listen, if you want your memorabilia back, come to, the MGM room 595.
Like they stole it from him?
Yeah.
No, I think they bought that stuff, and then they were trying to sell it back to him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So some guys bought some stuff. They were trying to extort OJ into buying back his stuff. Well, OJ goes there with a friend, and as I would, and his friend had a gun. OJ didn't know that he had a gun, and even if he did know he had a gun, the gun was never used. It was never brought out. It was never brandished to hurt anybody, but he did have a gun. The guy that OJ brought to the sale to potentially get his stuff back had a gun. It was never used, but he did have one. OJ got some kind of charge of, being like grand theft with a gun,
Yeah, like an armed robbery type.
Yeah, he got like an
charge.
armed robbery, strong armed robbery, grand theft charge.
With a gun kicker.
And on him, since the guy was like his bodyguard or his valet or something like that, OJ had paid this guy to do some stuff for him before, like maybe drive him around or something. And since OJ didn't know that guy was a felon, and that felon in protecting OJ had a gun, and they slapped the charges on OJ. I think the dude with the gun turned state witness.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah, he got no trouble.
And they
he
put it on OJ. And really, OJ didn't do anything.
Right.
I mean, on that one.
Well, Bubba, it looked like, actually, I was reading it a little bit here, and it looks like it was a group. It was a sports show in Vegas, and they saw his stuff. So he got a group of guys together and raided the guy's hotel room and held him at gunpoint to give him all the stuff.
Oh.
That's different than what you just said.
Yeah, that's why he got convicted, because he got a group of guys together and
With
busted
guns.
in the
So you know
hotel
what?
room,
Maybe
yeah.
so maybe the sentencing was correct. Maybe
Yeah.
he was
What
guilty.
he
of-
should have done is he should have gone to the police and gone there with the police and gotten the stuff back. That
True.
would have probably been less illegal.
No, OJ said he didn't know that the guys were carrying guns, but videos showed that they all went in there pretty much guns ablaze and out. So
Lummy 1, Bubba 0.
Oh no, OJ 0.
Heartbroken. Ron's heartbroken dad, Fred Goldman, called Simpson's death no great loss to the world and further reminder of his son being gone.
I mean, they're never going to get the money now, right?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, they're not getting $100 million.
I mean, I don't know. You have to look at OJ's will, and then if there's any type of money or real estate or anything like that that goes to are his heirs as protected as he was personally? Can you go after an heir?
Not usually, no.
O.J. Simpson bragged about hot tub sex with Kris Jenner. Former manager claimed. Oh, you mean Bruce Jenner, the Kardashian?
Yes.
Well, there's that rumor that was it
Chloe is her father, and apparently she was getting a lot of messages on Twitter and stuff of condolences about her dad dying.
So Kim Kardashian's mom, Kris Jenner, supposedly was blasted OJ because her husband, the Kardashian guy, was on the dream team of OJ's defense team.
I think they blasted allegedly before the murders.
Well, of course. They were probably,
Or I'm sorry,
maybe they were
before.
swinging.
I'm sorry. Also before Nicole and him separated.
Yeah, he was just getting.
They were both.
Chris
having
just giving.
affairs.
Yeah, Chris was just getting. I mean,
Yeah.
OJ was just getting some Kris Jenner having an affair ass there, which is kind of hot, in Hollywood. I mean, you're OJ Simpson and you're blasting all these lawyers' wives. Oh, I'd sign up for that, wouldn't you? I mean,
yeah.
Do you remember when what was it 2008, 2009 when Hogan said that he totally understood why Hogan did it?
Oh no, why OJ did it?
OJ did it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, he caught it kind of. And then he had to come back on the show, and Hogan had to come on the show and explain what he really didn't mean. And
He said he could have turned the whole house into a crime scene just like OJ did.
Yeah,
cutting everyone's throat.
But I mean, like, do we have that?
Yeah,
Maybe
we're
we
working
should.
on
Maybe
it.
we're working on it.
Yeah.
Get it over to Cantrell or Red or something.
Yeah, we're working on it.
So we can make just get that high spot.
Yes.
Just that high spot of Hogan saying, "I know." Now I think it was something like, "I can understand why OJ flipped out" or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Linda was driving him insane, and I think.
Well, yeah, though it's 100%, and it's kind of funny because Dr. Dan didn't know, but during the hot mic, he was saying his uncle was friends with OJ, and Dr. Dan was saying that OJ was saying the same exact thing that Hogan was saying in 2009 about how Nicole was driving him crazy, flaunting that guy, and doing all this stuff in that small neighborhood.
Yeah,
which
I
is the
wasn't
same
trying
thing
to
Linda
victim
was.
shame or anything like that, and I'm not saying there's any justification whatsoever. But
your uncle Nick was friends with OJ, and
Yes.
OJ expressed to Nick on several different times, "This bitch is driving me insane."
Specifically, yes, and that's all I'm gonna say.
And she is just, my God, nonstop throwing it in my face. Just not being cool, and she's driving me insane. She's just driving me crazy.
He complained about it to many people.
And then Hogan would come on and complain about Charlie.
Oh my God, we could do a whole Charlie deal. We should if we had enough time.
Every day it was Charlie.
Man, I was looking at my Twitter. I got some stuff to play, Lummy. I'm going to do some words. Looking at my Twitter. Yes, I go and try to find stories that I think you guys might like, and then you guys like them, and we get good numbers, and then maybe someday we'll be able to monetize. I think we're getting close to that.
Yeah.
So I got a few things I like to accentuate. And, Lummy, I did my food review yesterday.
How was it?
Raising Cane.
It's good.
I told you it was good, Bubba. I try to always.
I'll never. Let me tell you something. If I have an opportunity to go to Raising Cane, and I'm in if I want chicken, like if I want fried chicken or a chicken sandwich, yes, Popeyes has a good one. Yes, Chick-fil-A has a good one. But I'm telling you right now, man, Raising Cane, that is as good as it gets. And Red, I went with your suggestion on the sauce deal. Woo! Lummy, it's the highest score. The food review that I did is the highest score of any food I've ever given.
Oh yeah, no, I watched it. I was like, wow, that's his high score, I think. And then you said it, and when I tried
Man, Raising Cane. If you got a chance to go there, go.
That's the name of the store?
Yeah,
Raising Cane?
Yeah, Raising Cane.
Or the restaurant?
It's
Raising
Cane's.
It's like a
It's a fast food.
What do I
Where
call
is
it? Raising
Cane. It's Raising Cane's.
It's called Raising Cane's.
Where's it located?
There's one in Clearwater.
One in Gulf to Bay.
Gulf to Bay, yeah.
Man,
I don't know how there's
by the
not
way,
one
they
in
built,
Tampa.
They built, and by the way, the one in Gulf to Bay on Clearwater, they built right across the street from a Chick-fil-A,
which is smart.
That's like Walgreens and CVS.
But I got to tell you, man, the Raising Cane's wasn't nearly like there was no. I was the first car through. You know, I mean, like I made it right on through. There wasn't a big wait, and the people I'm across the street at Chick-fil-A, man, they're
sitting there waiting.
a long ass line, and I'm thinking after I got done, I'd be like, I feel like getting a big megaphone and say, "Listen, man, you need to go across the street. I've had both chicken sandwiches and the people across the street kick these guys' ass."
It's that good?
Well, but yeah, but that's
it's
the thing
that
is,
good.
The sauce, you like
no
the
one
sauce?
knows about them.
You know what's another good place? I don't think you reviewed yet. Is Dave's Hot Chicken? Is that the right name of it?
Yeah.
Have you tried
I don't
that,
think they have
Bubba,
a
yet?
drive-thru.
It's the one that Drake is a part owner of.
Yeah.
It's really good too.
Where's it at?
There's one by USF.
close by. There's one closer to here.
Yeah, but I don't think it has a drive-thru.
I'm not going to USF.
No, but does it destroy the franchise if you actually have to go in and get the sandwich?
No, I'm just saying it's just not the format of the gimmick.
I know.
But the sad thing is that Raising Cane's is so good, but no one really knows about it in this area.
I'm gonna try it.
Man, you guys got to try it. And everything's based off the chicken tender, so that you can get 3 tenders, 2 tenders, 4 tenders, or they put 3 tenders on a bun and slap some sauce and a thing of lettuce on there, and they call that a sandwich.
How's the sauce? I hear the sauce is like next level.
To die for? Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm hungry now for Raising Cane.
Oh my God!
How far away is it?
Go to my YouTube channel today and look for my food review, Raising Cane.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
For me, it's not that far because you got to think that's like a quarter of the way to get to my parents' house, so I drive by it every time.
Have you tried both?
In the morning.
Huh?
Yeah, but 5 in the morning.
Have you tried both, Lummy? The Dave's and also Raising
Dave's Hot Chicken's good. My son orders it all the time. He loves it.
Huh?
I try to try as many as the new chicken before I give it to him.
Oh, you try it so that he's not.
Well, plus it's also I like chicken sandwiches.
Oh yeah. Dave's Hot Chicken. Let's see. I like Dave's. Ooh. The milkshakes.
Get that nigga. Fuck that nigga.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
nigga.
that.
Yeah, nigga.
Oh man, that's fucking great. Jesus, man. What, buddy? Dude, I want to fucking these bullies.
Good. How are you doing?
Even the kids.
Loaded.
I'd beat the shit out of a 14 or 15-year-old.
I know. Like that's the way these fucking kids are all being raised now, where they can just beat the fuck out of people and not have any, because their parents at home haven't taught them any fucking respect. So it's just now I'm just gonna beat the fuck out of somebody, and just because I can, or if I don't get my way, I fucking throw a fit and.
Like, I'm very clear-headed right now, but I want to strangle the person that did that, and I'm willing to deal with the consequences.
Right, exactly. And imagine if that was your son right here.
I couldn't.
This is your son. He's just got his food. He's tired of being bullied. And he's like, listen, leave me alone. I'm just fucking trying to get to my table, you know? I'm just trying to get to my fucking table.
This poor kid looks like Pete Davidson.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, nigga.
And then that's the response of society.
Yeah,
and your friend.
Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
Are you kidding? Show it again. Oh, he's all twitchy.
Here. This is a kid that's being bullied at school, and
He's autistic or disabled,
right? And he's disabled. The kids make fun of him, and he finally tells the bully no on his money. And this is what he gets.
Get that nigga. Fuck that nigga up. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga.
Hit him again, like UFC style.
I can't play this.
I can barely watch it.
Fuck out.
Oh my god, if that's my kid, Seth, I'm with you, buddy.
You're not my
smokes,
kid.
It's like, A Time to Kill. It's like, I don't know what happened.
But listen to the guy's commentary.
Does he die? Is he okay? Look at his leg.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. He's resetting. He rebooted.
But he did have a seizure.
Sometimes you get knocked out, he's a little spastic. I don't know if he had a seizure.
Get that nigga. Fuck that nigga up. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga.
Oh, he's holding something too.
I'd go to jail.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this, but I can't play the audio. So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna come back.
You play after the N-word part or no?
No, pussy.
No,
I was like, little skinny guy holding
I think
something.
he's still.
He says the F word.
Fucking pussy.
Okay.
Most bullies are pussies, and they won't confront anyone that's even close to equal to them. Big fucking hairy pussies with insecurity problems.
I thought kids were.
And then they also
better,
end up fucking, working at a gas station for the rest of their lives.
But we're probably not gonna be able to play the video on YouTube. But if you pause it, we can put a frame up after something happens. Just because if we play the whole thing on YouTube, we'll probably get something.
Okay, so I'll play it, and then when I hit pause, if you want to show it.
Show it. Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'll tell you right. I'm gonna play it again.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. I just
No, it's okay.
Good strategy. Good water.
Thank you, Oshak Penny.
Oh man.
Makes me nauseous.
Yeah. I'm sure you saw the other one with the girl getting her head smashed in the concrete.
Yes. How about the old lady at the church the other day? The 16-year-old pushed her off the steps, the Greek lady. Oh my God. She fell
That was
right
in
on
the
her head and
States?
cracked her head in New York.
Oh.
It reminded me of my mom. It was like a little old lady going to church at 7 in the morning, and a kid runs up to the top of the stairs, push her right on her head. This is a breakdown of society right there.
Man, I want to come back. If I'm reincarnated, I want to come back as a fucking kid who defends other kids against bullies, and then gets the fucking
Oh, Ricketts is a vitamin D.
I think that was
that.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Missed part of the show? We got you covered at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to Bubba Live Worldwide.
Jay joins the fracas. We often think of living a more healthy lifestyle, and it means maybe making some big, not achievable changes. With Super Beet Heart Chews, you can get daily blood pressure support in just 2 tasty chews a day, and they even promote heart-healthy energy without the stimulants. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle in itself. Double your potential with Super Beet Heart Chews and get a free month supply of Super Beet Heart Chews on all bundles. You're also going to get a free full-size bag of turmeric. That is a $25 value. You get all this by going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. That's, again, get this very exclusive offer and a free full-size bag of turmeric That's valued at $25. Again, BubbaLovesBeats.com. BubbaLovesBeats.com. Been with these guys a long time. Thank you for being such a great advertiser. So we were all during Jay walked in. Jay, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good. Did you hear about Brian Matroni?
I watched and was in chat the whole time.
Yeah.
It was the best ever.
Jay was thumbsing up from like 14 different accounts.
Yeah, he actually had an inter-office memo that said everybody needs to go and thumb right now, or you want to get your paycheck.
There was a mandatory
Diago
sign
Law.
Subscribe, like, and follow.
So we were all watching on my Twitter. On my Twitter, I've taken it over. Well, everybody still has access to it, but I've watched a few videos, talked to Alex, and we're trying to hit certain thresholds, which requires me to go and look at stuff on Twitter that I find either disgusting, funny, informative,
compelling.
Like here are my hot spots. Like trans, bullying, police shootouts. Joe Biden looked like an idiot. Just like federal, the weaponization of the federal government.
F around and find out.
I F around and find out.
Love those.
I follow Alex Jones and some of his stuff.
Women getting in fights.
Women getting in fights. A lot of fighting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I retweet this stuff, and if you follow us on my Twitter, you'll be able to find all this stuff like that we're talking about on the show, because it's absolutely it's the degeneration. It's the I don't know. It's the pussification of America. It's just what our country has become. It's pathetic. And those are the tweets that I tend to retweet and not find funny necessarily, find disturbing actually in most instances, like this one right here. Now, I can't even play a lot. I can't play any of the audio. And I can't play the majority of the video. Now, what I can do is play the video and then stop it in certain situations, show you that, then continue on with the description of said video. But since all of us are in here, I think we're going to be able to describe what we see quite efficiently. And that is, first of all, do you notice, if you follow my Twitter or you just follow anybody's Twitter, do you notice that today's youth are more animalistic savages than and I'm not talking about any type of ethnicity or any type of, white, black.
Likes and follows, Bubba. Likes and follows.
I'll tell you this, though. It seems like the girls are fighting more than the guys.
They both do, and they're just ruthless, and it's a breakdown in society, like you're saying, Seth. They're more concerned with getting likes and views than they are with actually the humanity of beating someone down.
I think they're not being parented.
Correct.
Right.
There's no guardrails of parenting.
This all comes down to
so they're emboldened.
These people that are, 32, Anna's age.
Yes, I'm 32.
Who could have a kid that could be like 12 or 13. You could.
Yes.
If you started, at 20, 21.
Sure, if I started a little earlier.
Right. And you now have a kid that's in middle school, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if those people are raising their children the way we were raised. When I talk about we, I kind of like go from me to Dan to Jay to Seth. How old are you? 46?
42.
42? Yeah, you're right there on the cusp of being raised the right way. Let me, you just had a strict dad and you were raised the right way. But
yes,
these society children, 8 to 15, they're being raised by these parents that are just a bunch of woke-ass snowflakes that don't have any rules. Now, you only act a certain way if you've been conditioned as a kid to be able to, one, do something and get away with it, or two, just don't have any parental supervision at all.
You're right.
Your parents literally give you a phone or the access
or they're not around.
Or the access to the internet. If you can get on the internet as a kid via a phone or a laptop or whatever, there's a chance that you're going to turn out not so good. If you're not having any other parent type instruction or parent time or any type of adult time with regards to etiquette and rules and just how you act and doing the right thing. Like, I guarantee you, Arlene smacked the absolute crap out of you guys. If you guys were like, at a in line or something and started picking on each other, and the next thing, she just laid. It could have been Jay's fault.
We were afraid of our
and
mother.
Steve got hit, and it should have been Steve's fault, and Jay got hit, and it could have been Dan's fault, and everybody got hit. But she did not put up with any of the nonsense.
No, and it wasn't fear of like corporal punishment as much as it was disappointment and respect.
Right.
And so our mother, it was one of those things where if you screwed up, we got the wooden spoon, and there was an element of humiliation and a little bit of pain. So she would rifle through the drawer and make the other brothers watch, and it was something you didn't want to do.
And after 2 or 3 of those, man, you quickly figured out that ain't cool.
Not cool when your brother's giggling at you and you have a little
Unless you're
welt on your
stupid ass
ass.
Steve, and you just cannot ask for enough because you're just dumbass Steve, and he keeps snickering, and Arlene just keeps laying the wood to him.
I'd cry before the first hit. Steve would never cry.
So
never show any.
When you say like that's all you got.
Listen, and so when we watch these videos, I often put ourselves in there or our children in there and thinking like, man, you know what? We would never act this way. Our kids would never act this way.
Shouldn't you know, Bubba? I mean, if your kid is like the bully in this scenario, as a parent, wouldn't you know that your kid is like going down that road?
I think you would.
Maybe the parents aren't around.
And here's the deal, Seth. I think you care. I think you know, and I think you either don't care or somewhat get off on it. Live vicariously through your bully ass son because you're a pussy. Because you were a pussy and you didn't raise the right kid. You don't know how to raise a boy. You gotta. I mean, you listen. In raising a boy, man, it's tough work. Boys naturally want to get in trouble,
or lack the resources or intellect to be able to solve the problem. So I think, Bubba, there's this is such a multifaceted problem
with these kids fighting.
Well, we fought.
But we didn't fight like this.
But we stopped. Here's
nobody.
What
let me just tell you something. Hold on. Okay. Me and you talking because you're not the same age, and Jay's quickly there behind. Not a one of us could ever throw hands to another kid like this because we would never be in a situation where the only way you throw hands like this is if like somebody went and grabbed your mom's boob or something like that.
The bully would have knocked the sandwich out of his hand or something stupid like that. That's what a bully would have done in our generation.
There were like rules of war.
Yeah,
but
they wouldn't have knocked the kid out.
Like you get like if you roundhoused a guy and he went down, that's it. That's all you did. And then
here's the difference, Bubba. Here's the difference. When you and I grew up. And I think the amount of fighting is very similar. I think that the respect for elders is absolutely decreased, and I think people are afraid to intervene because they're afraid of getting sued, and they'd rather video than intervene. But I think the huge difference, and what you're not saying out loud, but you've alluded to it like 4 times, is that when we were kids, we boxing was fighting, and when you box and the guy goes down, you back off and wait for him to get back up. Over the last 15 or 20 years, people have been conditioned to MMA fighting. And when you MMA fight, as the guy goes down, you dive on him and you ground and pound. We never saw that as kids. We never witnessed that as kids. That was never an option.
We witnessed Muhammad Ali knocking a guy out and then going to his corner for the 8 count. And then the guy, if he got back up, Muhammad gave him the good news again, and he went back down and it was over.
Backed up. There was an etiquette to fighting.
Right.
When the guy went down, you stopped.
You're right. And
you didn't
society
just kick
now
him in the face.
Society now emulates what the sporting event has become.
Right. And so now you ground and pound till the guy stops moving and he's twitching and doing crap like that.
And every one of these kids fights, they all look like they watch UFC.
Yeah. And
right?
You know what? That's a very interesting observation because the first time I saw a UFC fight ground and pound where someone's head got bounced off of a thing, it was unnerving. And we've been watching it for 20 years, and we're literally desensitized to it. And so when I watched that, Bubba, you remember what I said? He just did a UFC on the kid's head.
Yeah. So here we're going to watch a little bit of it, we're going to give commentary. We can't play any of the audio because it's like, yeah. So there's this one autistic kid, and he's got some food, and he's
60 pounds,
and he's clearly he looks like one of the special kids.
Was he like 13, 14? You
think?
He's
like 13, 14, and he's been the backstory is he's been getting bullied by this kid for a while now, and supposedly he finally said no. Like, I'm not, you can't take my food, you can't take my money, whatever the kid was bullying him about. And this is the first time the kid said no. The kid that looks a little bit off, and the bully just lays them in. I'm gonna play a little bit of it and then still shot it. So here's the kid, the special kid walking up to the bully, and I can't play any of the audio at all. And I think you could probably play this right here. I think you can show that.
So he's got his left hand behind him. He's holding a sandwich with his right hand.
Right. So So this special kids guy has some type of verbiage with this kid, and he's got his food in his right hand and his left hand just by his side. His left hand isn't in ready position. It's not up. It's not trying to provoke a fight. He's probably having a conversation with this bully. Now, I'm not going to let you do what you've been. I'm done. Now probably you cannot play the rest, Rhett, until I get until I stop it. So this kid, the bully, now is going to just absolutely pummel this guy. I cannot play this part until the end of it. So watch this. Boom, which we just saw, which just was an absolute straight right overhand hook to the jaw.
Is the guy on the right black?
That connected.
No, I don't think so.
I think mixed, maybe. So the first one, the right overhand straight connection, you could probably show that, Brett, just a still. Okay, so then now I'm going to play the next one, so you probably can't play this one. Then follow it up with a left to the chin, and then a glancing right.
He's already knocked out
to the eye socket, and now the kid. I can leave it just like this. Now after a right, left, right combo, all three of which hit, bare knuckled.
There's a fourth hit.
The kid now is on his back.
And his head hit the ground.
And then he starts having these like seizures, like a seizure or a spasm, which, Dan, I'm sure might be direct correlation to potential brain damage, maybe?
Well, he's posturing. It's called posturing, and it's when your arms come up and you lock up like that. It's a sign of a disconnection between your cerebral cortex and the rest of your brain.
Well, I mean, it would be. Would you compromise? I mean, would you make it comparable to like an NFL concussion or even worse?
Absolutely.
Maybe, but maybe even worse. So the kid goes down, and he's down, and so then the bad guy comes in and he's on top of him. He gives him one, and then finally gets backed away. Now the poor kid is literally. And you can't.
Like he's seizing.
You can't play this. I'm going to play it.
It breaks my heart to even look at this as a father.
Don't play it, Rat. Don't play it. But now, because I'm going to keep it rolling. Now the kid is literally knocked the F out, where he is stiff. He can't get up. He starts having like these mini seizures.
Where's the teachers?
And
is that a teacher right there?
I think those are the teachers coming in. Now you can see that he kind of starts convulsing, and the teacher's trying to help him out a little bit. And look at now where's if you look, the bad guy is right there just standing.
I would have tackled him, man.
As a grown man,
yeah.
Not even my son, I don't know if I can watch that and not get involved.
It's hard not to. I agree, Bubba.
Not want to yoke up that guy in the Lakers jersey.
Right. You just want to throw him on the ground and have him experience a little bit of discomfort.
Exactly, because I could.
Right.
Little pussy ass bitch.
I know.
All right,
it's so frustrating to watch this.
Going through my Twitter, which it's a very good follow. You might want to follow me on Twitter. It's just at the Bubba Army on Twitter.
Good follow, Bubba. You traumatized half the show with that last clip.
Now I'm going to talk about brilliance. I'm going to go from a bully hitting a kid having a seizure to a grown man that has a seizure every day. Our president. I figured I might as well go seizure to seizure, right?
Oh man,
absolutely.
What now, Jake?
I just wanted to. Your observation was about the parenting, and didn't the parent know? Of course, the parent of that bully knew, because if it had been happening for months, you know when your kid is either the subject of being bullied or the bully themselves. My kids have been subject to bullying. Thankfully, they've never been bullies, but you know when it's going on. There's no parent that's aware of their children's environment, that's paying attention, that doesn't know that their kid is capable of this.
My kid, like in third grade, there was a kid bullying Tyler in third grade, and I took Tyler into the garage with some boxing gloves, and I said, when that guy comes up tomorrow and does what he does, he would throw a piece of bark in Tyler's hair and like trip him, and he was 1 grade ahead of Tyler. He was a little bit bigger, and Tyler was in 3rd grade. He was in 4th. So I said, Tyler, come on here. I showed him how to throw just an absolute left jab right down the middle. That's all. Just a jab.
Right in the middle of the face.
Just right square on the nose.
You didn't teach him ground and pound?
No ground and pound. no 12 to 6. No cheese grating. I just showed him how to throw a jab. One just right down the middle because it'll always connect because he won't be expecting it. So
Especially
enough.
from his left hand.
Right. Sure enough, guy comes up to Tyler. And I said, don't let it go long because the longer it goes, the more that he can potentially know you're going to fight. So I said, you need to give him the good news real fast. As soon as he starts flapping, give it to him. And don't let it go very long. So sure enough, this kid walked up to Tyler, started flapping his mouth, like took a piece of bark and put it on top of Tyler's hair, and Tyler went right down the middle, just like I told we did. We practiced 100 times in the thing. Right down the middle, the kid went straight down to the ground, got a bloody nose. Tyler got called into the office. They called me. It was a big whodunit. Your kid had another kid. Oh, yeah.
Did you deny giving him boxing training?
No, I swear to God.
Video.
And it was a woman principal. And this was a private Christian school, St. Pete Christian.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a good school. It's been around forever.
Yeah. So that's where they went, even though I believe in God. And so anyway, I got called in there, and the assistant, one of the big higher ups would be like, "Do you understand Tyler got involved in the fight today?" And I go, "Yes, I do." I said, first of all, how many problems have you ever had with my kid? They're like, none. I said, secondly, he's always polite. He never gets in trouble. He's, never been a problem. And he doesn't, like, my kid's a great kid. My kid's a great kid. He's polite, and so he told me he was getting bullied by this kid, and I told my son to hit him right in the mouth. Boom. And they're like, well, that's what he did. Okay, well, how many days does that bring? 3 days. Okay. 3 days suspension.
Whoa.
Went into his teachers, got 3 days worth of work, took him home, got to sleep in, got to go out go-karting, playing some little Madden, playing a little Madden 07. You know how we rolled.
Well, Danny now is in a good position because his whole school is on his football team. But back when he was
he's
around
kind of part of the cool clique.
Right, he's in that cool clique. And Sophia has never had a problem with bullying. She's just been lucky. But Danny was bullied. But Danny was bullied a little bit by a guy that's now his friend for about a year. And there was a point where I had to go to the teacher and I said, listen, this kid is messing with my son. And I told him very specifically, if the kid messes with him, get away from him. If he gets you into a corner and you can't get away from him, then make a lot of noise. And if he cracks 3 feet, swing to kill. And she's like, okay.
I don't think you used the words kill.
I said swing to hurt him.
I don't think
I keep him away from you. I did say that. I did say that. I absolutely said that, Jay. I said swing to hurt him. I didn't say pound his ass. I didn't say pound and ground him.
You exposed the entire family of a fortune.
I just said, do not.
Little Danny gets in a fight, you guys lose it all. What happened to the Yaakos, man? They used to be rich as hell. Well, little Danny got in a fight and they got sued up and down with whatever.
Dan,
because Dan was on the radio bragging about the day before the family was able to get the tape, and oh my God, they had to settle.
Patrick Winter, $10.
What's the make a lot of noise? Like when
help. This guy, they call for teachers, call for help. I mean, like make a lot of noise, like I will whoop you out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like banging pots and pans.
Distance. I told him, create distance, create noise, tell him to stop. But when he cracks arms distance, swing like you mean it. And I said just like that to the teacher, and she's like, okay, that's reasonable.
And the kid then never messed with him.
No, he didn't, and now they're good friends.
Did you?
By the way, if you follow my Twitter, you'll find fascinating stuff like kids getting in fights, men trying to be women, women trying to be men, our president of our United States, the very woke. I also like a lot of woke stuff so I can make fun of it. Police shootouts, like this kid from Chicago. That his mom's trying to start a GoFundMe account, and I got her on my Twitter. I'll play her here momentarily. She's like, "Oh my God, little Jerome, he just got his car and he's gonna take me for a ride and everything. He's just 16 and everything, and cops killed him. And I need to go start a GoFundMe account because Devontae was the best kid ever." Well, what she failed to say was when the cops pulled up on Devontae, he pulled out his gun and he got 11 rounds off before they finally gave him the good news.
11?
So,
That's
yes,
a lot.
He got 11 rounds off
and hit a cop in the arm.
And hit a cop in the arm. But then the cops gave him the good news. I mean, the
96 bullets.
It
Let's
literally
go.
sounded like it literally sounded like every policeman that's at the scene unload your magazines.
That was Grady Judd all over again.
But yeah, okay. So he shot 11 times, and
Yeah.
there was about 8 cops there. If they all shot 11 times, that's 88 shots.
Oh yeah, and a bitch ain't
That's
one.
1-1.
I know, but I'm just saying, man. They laid the lead downrange, and he had
Some
no
of the cops
chance.
were black.
I think they all pretty much unloaded their magazines.
Yeah, they
Bubba,
did.
Don't you think?
Like, you want to shoot
15,
11
everyone?
times at us, bitch?
Yeah. You get
11
16
times
times
you
eight, whatever it was.
hit Pat McGovern in the arm. We're gonna bring out the bazookas.
That's called justifiable shooting, by the way.
I know.
In the law, it's called justifiable shooting. It's a legal defense to a shooting is when someone around you has been, life has been threatened or they've been subjected to grievous harm. You may use the same level of force against them.
But if you look in the news, I looked up the story. It doesn't mention
No,
that
it says
he fired off the first shot.
Traffic stop results in 96 rounds and dead black man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like craziness.
Yeah, it's bad.
And
It was
his
trying
mom
to race bait.
And then his mom fainted during the press conference. A fake faint.
way over the
Oh,
top.
Lord.
Did you spend a lot of time thinking about what your legacy?
What?
All right, this guy.
I thought that was Hunter Biden.
did I.
was like, why is he talking like
It's
that?
a more handsome Hunter Biden. It's a Latino Hunter Biden.
Before the crack.
Yeah, I know. So is he on drugs?
Is Hunter doing his beard
Does
different?
crack make you
That's what
talk
he
like
looked like.
that?
He hadn't done drugs for all
Hunter,
those years.
Hunter, you growing out your beard, buddy? What's going on? We got a father-son situation here in the White House?
Super confused.
There we go. That's what I thought it was, too, but it's a journalist from somewhere. Listen. Asking Joe Biden how he wants his legacy to go down, right? Listen to Joe.
Spend a lot of time thinking about what your legacy would look like?
Well, I hope the legacy is that I kept my word, that I said that the reason I was running was to help change the life of ordinary people and reduce the prospect of war.
Man, how much do you think?
Oh, my God.
How much do you think just the drapery in the Oval Office cost? I mean, I look at things sometimes and wonder what they cost.
Drapery.
And all this.
That's $100,000.
Yeah, all day. Hold on, all day.
You kidding me? It's at
All
least
day.
$75,000.
And they got to probably come in every couple weeks and clean. I mean, 'cause that gets dusty.
Dusty.
And,
It's gross. Yeah.
I mean, just look at the
But you only
drive.
have to buy it once, right?
I don't know. No,
Just
I
keep
think,
it up forever?
I think actually each president is allowed to
remodel. Right. But I think that may have
been
been Trump's gold stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that Biden.
And they
took
told
it down.
Joe, whatever.
Yeah. But so his legacy.
Because Joe would have like some 70s stuff up there or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So his legacy he wants to be keeping us out of war.
Hold on. I was just enamored by the drape. Look at that drape.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan, you're rich and you don't even have drapes like that.
I took them down.
Oh.
I did it in my house, and I took them down out of every room but one because I had realtors coming through there when I was thinking about selling it, and they're like, "It makes it look too dark and dreary." I'm like, "This is a lot of money worth of drapery."
I did
like, yeah, but it's
same
old
thing.
school.
Hold on,
and-
same thing with mine. I had this unbelievable drapery on all my place, and the bitch that sold my house ended up coming in and making it look like a goddamn hospital.
I know.
Painted it all white, like it was in Miami and stuff. And I'm like, man, I got faux painting with naked girls mixed into the painting that only if you know, you know. And drapery, and
beautiful.
a grandfather clock, and a fireplace.
I know.
Ordinary people.
Okay, hold on. We'll listen to Joe when he wants you to perceive him as his legacy. Stand by.
They reduced the prospect of war. And because of Vietnam. And
what now?
Vietnam. He says he wants to make American life for American people better and reduce the prospect of war, which is great. He's done a great job because gas is cheap.
What does Vietnam have to do with it?
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on. Just listen. He's completely insane. Doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what era he's in. Joe, we're not in the 60s, buddy.
20th century.
Joe, it's not 1967. Okay?
War. And because of Vietnam.
What?
And when I ran, I said that I was once asked, well, why? When I was 29 years old, I said, it must be a secret. And I said, yeah, the secret you got to ask yourself is, what are you willing to lose over? You figure out what you're willing to lose over, you got an idea what you should be doing. And
If you got
What?
If you,
My mind's going to explode.
Hold on.
So is his.
See if I can break this down. If you're willing to realize what you're willing to lose, then you know what you're willing to fight for.
Maybe it's brilliant.
I mean, it might be so brilliant.
Maybe it's so
It might
prophetic
be
we can't even wrap our minds around it.
It might be just so mind-boggling prophetic that there's like the normal individual can't even wrap their mind around it.
Right.
Let me hear it one more time, just so.
you figure out what you're willing to lose over, you got an idea what you should be doing.
What?
You got an idea what you're supposed to be doing.
He needs to go. He needs to have one of those machines they have at the dentist that sucks out your slobber. You know?
He sounds
You know when the doctor's working on you, and he brings the suction in. You're like, oh yeah, because you're kind of damming it up, and your tongue's fighting it a little bit, and all of a sudden he brings like, oh yeah.
Or you're talking and they just want to shut you up.
Yeah.
So, what are you willing to lose over? You figure out what you're willing to lose over, you got an idea what you should be doing. And so I hope my legacy is that I was honest, straightforward, and did what I said.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well, does he remember what he said?
No.
I don't know.
Listen, this isn't sucking the Trump D, but you have to objectively understand that is not the same charisma and intellect and ability
Mental
that even
fortitude.
OJ had 2 weeks before he freaking died.
But you don't even have to compare him to Trump. Compare him to
OJ.
No,
compare him to OJ,
compare
who's
him to
already dead.
How about a president, Dan? Relax.
I think this is a
compare him to
2002
Obama.
Hold on. How about
He's no Obama.
Hey, Dan drives a Lamborghini. Jay drives a Porsche. Bitch, this is my vehicle right here. This is my track truck.
This is a 2002.
Lummy, I bought it from WQIK before
back in the
Beasley
day.
took over for $500. This used to be the Buccaneer like prize patrol van, sponsored by one of the Ford dealerships, and it has a big push bar off and stuff. Like
350. This is the old 7.2.
Wait till you see how gaudy this is.
I like the paint job he did.
I know. Look at that. It's all freehand, Willie.
Ford 7.2 or 7.3. And this is how I'm at the track.
Old 1970s chips wigwags on top. Look at that.
This is my track truck.
I mean, we should maybe we should take out here to Tampa, start driving that around.
Straight
Really?
obnoxious.
I mean, that's either shows you your pimp. That's either your pimp or pathetic. One of the two.
Tailgating that.
Are those bullet holes? They look like.
No, it was raining.
Oh, okay.
Now watch. Hold on. I want you to look at
push
the.
with it?
Yes, you can push cars off with it, and I want you to look at the very top. Look at the 1975 chips wigwags. Ready? Look at those saying.
Are you talking about the lights?
Yeah, the lights. The
chip,
wigwags.
yeah.
Look, wigwag, wigwag, wigwag. Hell yeah. That needs to be on Davis Island right now. I'll tell you that right now. Jay, what if I picked up the kids for school or something like that? Whips. See the Dan. See the.
Trey would never talk to me again.
Look at the whips. See the bicolored whips in the back, Danny.
I love them. Yeah.
And when you drive, they kind of fold back a little bit.
Yeah, those are cool.
I say, Trey, Uncle Bubba's taking you to school tomorrow, and you have to go. You have to go. It's for content.
But my neighbors are still getting over the one line of rubber you laid in the Ford.
I'm coming over. Actually, I'm supposed to have lunch with Steve next Wednesday. We got our lunch.
I've got a big oral argument before the second DCA, so I was gonna come, otherwise I can't.
And I'm going to try, but I'm in surgery.
All right, well, whatever. I'm going to show up to Union in this thing.
I'm not coming.
You guys all pull up and get front row with your Ferraris and stuff. I'm pulling up to Union in this, buddy. I
You
promise
should valet it.
Pull it right in front there. Where we
and
parked over.
valet the hell out of it.
Let's go to Burns in it.
I
And
mean,
we'll valet.
look at that.
I'll have lunch with you at Burns in that. I don't care. You know me. I don't care.
You're Dr. Dan Diaco.
I don't care.
You don't care,
I don't
buddy.
give a rat's ass.
Let me. We got people calling us. I got more stuff on my Twitter to handle.
Yeah, you do.
If I told you what our Twitter is, at the Bubba Army, buddy.
Great follow.
Great follow. Got some good woke stuff up there. Some trans stuff. Look at this. Look at Hogan when he used to love me. When Dan,
Oh, that's a great picture.
When I had ananother boyfriend, I said to Dan,
God, his
look at
hand
that.
was huge.
Look at that.
See, there's kissing involved.
I should make that a T-shirt, don't you think, Seth?
Yeah.
God, yeah, I'm getting so frigid right now.
Look how happy you are.
You know, that was a
Wasn't it
happy.
great?
That was
You're
a
a happy
happy
kiss.
time in my
Okay.
life. That was a
Good
that's
hairline.
2000
Yeah,
and
teeth
like
on point.
2004, 2005.
Perfect. Going under the Sankey Bridge.
Is that when you were working
Oh,
out all the
wow.
time with him? You look svelte and skinny there.
I am.
He's getting rewarded for it,
We're on a
clearly.
big 38-foot, big NWO cigarette boat, headed out to, we're headed right to Shepherd's. Lummy is exactly where we're headed.
Yeah.
Hogan decided he wanted to give me a little kiss. Boom.
Who took the picture? Not Linda, right?
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We'll be back after these words.
No.
He loved his wife, Seth.
All right, we'll talk after the show. I can tell what the truth is here.
All right, guys. Have a good afternoon.
See you, Dan.
Have a great
Bye,
day.
Danny.
See you guys.
Lummy,
Yes, sir.
send me the shootout with the Dexter Reed kid.
Okay.
Oh man. What's up, Jay Gator? Hope
The Pathfinder's off to another school.
Our food systems are harming the health. Our food.
No way, Jose.
Bubba, I'm sending you a tweet where they put 2 different body cams. It's kind of an angle that not many of the news has picked up on it. From a couple of the officers.
Okay, that's what you're sending?
Yeah, it's a different look that they just kind of released. I can send you just the original one that everyone's showing, but this one looks pretty.
If this one's better, send it to me. This one's better, send it to me. You tell me when you send it.
I sent it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't like see people just get like clean knocked out. It's hard for me to watch, so even in sport. No, that's at least one free shot on him, at least like tackle him or grab him. Yeah. People might be scared to lose their jobs too.
Yeah, there's truth to that for sure. Hey, Lum. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you doing, Joe?
Well, thank you. What up, Finn 212?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot SmackDown's tonight.
Oh, I know. I'm actually got Morgan Walling. I think.
What up, mugshots?
Yeah, Amphitheater.
I think that one's at the.
Yeah, we saw Cowhead take a fall.
Oh, that's right, with Jelly Boy.
Yeah, so he's.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
It's gonna be the most views he ever gets.
One at the Amphitheater and one at Raymond James.
What up, Kirk? Chip Jones.
It's a good one.
I'm sure it'll be good. I mean, I like going to those concerts because one of my dear friends from college.
Oh, I got it, Gator. Thanks, man. I just forwarded it to
his wife, and
Babyface.
then we get the box. It's a lot of fun.
Hopefully, it gets to him before he boards
Brian Gilson, good morning.
Breeze Airwaves.
What up, Steve?
I'm surprised you're not going to the Kenny Chesney.
What up, Mr.
we are going.
Kostika?
I'm not sure actually. Bama boy, what up? The Tim Anglin.
Kostika loves pigmentation. What's up, Brian?
Kostika. DDP for life. Bummel's divorce lawyer, what up?
Wiz, let's get some more wrestling commentary on Twitter.
How's everyone doing? Have a great weekend.
What did you say?
You know my favorite band, don't you? We were just talking about Morgan Walling and his concerts coming.
What up, Kirk? Oh, is that the guy who threw the thing off the roof?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
sure.
Yesterday was so funny with the lights.
I'll have it out before 12.
I know.
It's already done.
Stop.
He was
I was in
surprised
chat. I couldn't
about
stop.
how dumb he felt.
Thanks, Caviar, man. I appreciate that. We'll keep it going if it's strong.
There's only 980.
If you guys like it.
Yeah.
He was doing some fuzzy lawyer.
Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah, and he was like, "There's only 150
I'm
likes.
still
Like, there's no way."
separating everything, Jay
You know,
Gator. I got the first
7X
heartbreak almost
it,
done.
and
Just got to
then
do the
did
second one.
Like pretty quickly.
Hey, Tina.
Yeah.
Definitely feel the same way about that kid getting knocked out. Really gross.
Bubba, I also sent you the fainting mom video.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary Cantrell did a great job. The Gary Cantrell.
What up, Mike Thurman? The Gary Cantrell?
It's actually technically Gary the Cantrell.
Oh, it's Gary the Cantrell?
That's what Bubba calls him.
Okay.
Don't be smirched. Like Gary the Cantrell.
Gary the Cantrell.
Exactly, Chip Jones.
It's very possible, Bubba fan. To be honest with you. Yeah, I got in a good flow this morning, Jay Gator. I separated a lot of stuff, and then after the show, I don't know why, I just don't have it in me. It's an early morning activity. But I gotta get these fucking cards out of here.
DJ next one from Phoenix, huh?
Yeah, and the merch crick does half your fucking work for you, bitch.
I mean, it's never not gone appreciated.
What if you had to go to the post office and do all that bullshit?
I do it for my other card stuff.
I know.
I appreciate that she does a great job.
I know.
For her thing.
I got both Better and I think Better and Hearts in, aren't we? Are we in?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to
Good.
hear all the times Hulk Hogan or Tucker Carlson called in? We have it all for you on BubbaArmyHQ.com.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Gus Tractor and Supply. It's in Mary Esther off of, I think, U.S. Highway 98, and they are my newest sponsors. And I'm up there in my Fort Walton Beach area. Lummy, I'm very taken back by not only a home of the Mahindra, but Gus's Tractor and Supply, or Gus's Tractor and Equipment, or whatever the hell it's called.
Gus Tractor and Supplies.
They also are home. This is what got me the most excited. They also are the home and are the local Skag dealer as well. So that even makes me more excited about Gus's Tractor and Supply. Bubba the Love Sponge Show, powered by Big Gus Tractor and Equipment. Mary Esther, the one-stop shop for all your heavy machinery needs, from tractors to trailers to ride-on lawnmowers to side-by-sides. BigGusTractor.com, ladies and gentlemen, they got it all. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is powered by Big Gus Tractor and Equipment, Lummy. The brand new Mahindra dealership open now at 1490 US 98 in Mary Esther. If any more details that you would potentially need, go to BigGusTractor.com. That's BigGusTractor.com. Also, Lummy, home of what?
Skag.
Yes, it's the official Skag dealer of the area.
That's where Fort Walton goes.
A little slow on that one, lover.
Sorry.
Here is this punk-ass kid. What is it, Devon Campbell? Is that his name? I don't know what his name is. I have no idea.
Dexter Reed.
Dexter Reed. There you go. So Dexter Reed's in this white SUV that already looks like it's hit a whole bunch of other things, does it not? If you look at the white SUV, it looks like maybe it's one of those Chrysler. I don't even know what it is. But I mean, look at the right side of the fender. Like, it's been in all kinds of car crash. Like this guy's been rolling around the city just hitting stuff. Probably because he's high on methamphetamine or whatever the hell he is.
I want to say it's a Chevy Equinox.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Lummy, I guarantee they don't come with these dents and scrapes on them.
No.
So this guy, what's his name again?
Dexter,
African-American gentleman, decides, and who is, I think, Lummy, was he on probation or wanted?
Dexter Reed, I believe he was arrested 2 times before. I'm not sure. I'll see.
And he was, I don't know if he was a felon, but I don't think he was supposed to have a gun, or the area of Chicago that you're in, you can't have a gun, or something like that.
I believe he'd been arrested for a previous gun charge.
Right.
Yes, Jay is correct on that.
So he wasn't supposed to be having a gun.
No.
And so the Chicago's finest roll up on this guy on a traffic stop, and we come to the point where, what's his name, Dexter? Dexter wants to, instead of being compliant and showing your license and your registration, maybe hiding and making, maybe if you're just Johnny Cool Guy, they're not even gonna look for the gun. But you decide to meet the police with 11 rounds, one of which hit a cop in the arm. Now, when that's their first interaction with you, it isn't going to end well. Let's hope that we don't get any police officers hurt with any of those 11, which we did, just an arm gimmick, but we can deal with that. But we are going to Bonnie and Clyde you. We are going to Swiss cheese you. We are going to absolutely treat your car as if it was at the gun range, and we're going to let it rip. If you're going to shoot at us 11 times before we make contact with you and hit a cop in the arm, you're done. You're done. Up top, Boy Scout. Just saying.
The doors now. Fucking door.
Oh,
dear.
Already an F-bomb.
Well, and they were trying to make a big deal of why would the police approach the car like this for a traffic violation? Well, they know when they run the guy's name that he's been charged with the previous gun crime.
They knew the guy's record, so they cautiously approached the vehicle.
This is not, we're pulling our guns out because he's a black guy and he's not wearing a seatbelt.
No.
I mean, it's not that.
Hey,
And now the cops are trying to get in the car and they won't unlock the door.
Yep.
So, Bubba, the top one, do you see the officer kind of with the gray hoodie?
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah, but see on the second one, see where he is? So he's on the other side
right
of the
here?
car.
He's right here, okay.
So it's both sides of the
All right, so this is the passenger side.
Correct.
And then, which is this guy's body cam.
Yeah.
And then this guy's body cam just happens to be able to get the guy in the same frame,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
here we go.
You see both his hands? Open the door now. Open.
Now, no cops. They have him at gunpoint, but they've not fired any bullets.
Correct.
Now, I think the guy on the passenger side over here, Lummy, that was where the shots first came.
Correct. He's the one that witnessed the gun and then got shot at first.
So,
those sounds you hear are from Dexter.
Correct. Yes, the first 11 that you hear, the first 11, count to 11, the first 11 that you hear are from Dexter.
The door now.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Unloads his magazine.
All right, so now all the sounds you hear from this point forward are all cops.
Yeah.
You ready? Here we go. See, you can actually hear you can actually hear the little bit of how long it takes for the cops to kind of retreat, get cover, get out their guns, and start like it's you can tell there's a little bit of a time difference here. So watch, ready? Cops are all now readjusting after the 11 shots. And there's the 11. Now listen, it's like 2 seconds it takes for them to get cover, and then here comes the lead. 12, 13.
Fucking A.
Oh. 14.
Hey, St. Louis gun. Shots fired.
I mean, they're making sure he's dead, are they not?
Hey, shots fired. Pick it up.
Shots fired. Ah!
And he was the one that was shot too. The top one.
Now, what's that? Let me.
I believe the one at the top. Well, he was the one that was shot.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
An African American guy.
Yeah.
But don't you think they might? Now, are all these shots cops, or some of them back from the bad guy?
No, he's already unloaded.
I think he's dead at this point.
He's unloaded.
I
his
mean, would there be
magazine.
an argument that they went a little too far?
Well, I mean,
Well, it's called
why? He's
justifiable
dead, yeah.
homicide.
I know.
So no, I mean,
Hey, shots fired. Pick it up.
The guy has used deadly force against your police officers, your friends, your brothers. He has actually shot somebody. You may kill.
Are you hit?
And then he's like, okay, the guy's hit.
He got out of the car, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when they really lit him up. Now, here's his mom.
Oh,
his mom, she
Jesus.
started a GoFundMe account.
I like
and
her
everything.
hair.
Had just bought his new car 3 days before that, and he was just riding around in his car. He said, "Mom, going for a ride," and they killed him. They killed him. He had just bought.
Like, she forgot to tell the guys behind me I'm gonna do the fake feint. So they would have caught her, or they would have given her a courtesy catch. Meanwhile, they just kind of let her go down. She kind of witched right on down to the ground there.
New car 3 days before that.
Yeah, he did get his new car 3 days before that, but he's also been charged with a gun, situation. And when he got pulled over in said new car, he shot 11 times at police officers.
Do we know why he got pulled over?
They didn't have a seatbelt on.
Oh, wow, okay.
And he was just riding around in his car. He
With
said,
his
"Mom,
gun,
going
shooting
for a
cops.
ride." And they killed him. They killed him.
Oh, he was ready. Look at his arms. He just put his arms out.
Yeah.
He was so ready to catch her.
So this is on my Twitter, which, by the way, I go crazy on my Twitter now. Hell, all you have to do is just follow me on my Twitter. You can see everything that's effed up with the
Yeah,
world.
you can't see anything else but your tweets.
Everything else. I mean, you can just see everything that's effed up with the world. I'm just going to give you a cross section of what we are going through as a country.
Actually, Bubba,
and how pathetic we really are.
You had a really good tweet. I forgot who tweeted. Well, you retweeted it, but it was about how I think there's been 126 gun violent killings in Chicago, and not one's been brought up by the media, but this one is making the biggest deal because it was done by a police officer.
Right. I retweeted that.
Yeah.
There's 126 homicides in Chicago to date. And this is the only one that's getting any attention because it's the only one that was police related.
Yep.
I mean, as far as this type of deal.
Yeah.
Now, this guy here, I can't quite understand it.
Huh.
And he's sending binders, I guess, these binders that I'm thinking that maybe girls squish their boobs. Like you give them to girls to squish their boobs so that they can identify as boys. I don't know. This guy has a big mission to send them to each school. Listen.
Pen binders off to another school. I'll be doing some more care packages to help schools start their affirming wardrobe for transgender and gender.
Okay, start their affirming wardrobe for transgender and gender non-conforming students. What?
Do you think he has a student at that school?
I don't know, but
no.
Non-conforming students. Welcome to Valid by Brody.
A trans-owned nonprofit accelerating the growth of safe and inclusive spaces for transgender students worldwide.
That's a mouthful.
Trans-owned nonprofit accelerating the growth of safe and inclusive spaces for transgender
This guy
students
sucks at TikTok.
At least he put royalty-free music behind it.
So what?
I said at least he put royalty-free music.
Yeah, but he's sending I think these corsets or these bodysuits that I think are supposed to smash girls' boobs down.
Oh, I think
so
I know
that
what
they
you're
can
talking
be
about.
so they can be boys.
Yeah, I get it.
Something like that. That's what this guy was like.
Like a rap.
Yeah.
I sent you what a chest binder is if you wanted to.
And is that what this guy is sending to schools? Are chest binders?
Yes.
And I guess you send it to the school, and then they're like, do they make an announcement on the PA? Welcome to Jesuit High School. It's Monday, whatever.
Jesuit.
And today's daily announcements. After today's daily announcements, we talk about the lacrosse team and how they won last night, and then football tryouts are next week for Coach McGillicuddy, and basketball this and blah 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 blah. And such is on the dean's honor list, and don't forget about the fundraiser we got with the candy bars, and also for you students who don't know, for you girl students out there that want to be a boy and smash your boobs down to zero, come on down to the office. We got 10 bodysuits donated by some trans nonprofit.
Brody.
Loved, Brody from Transgender USA sent us some things to cinch your girl's boobs right on down to zero. So we got 10 of those here in the office. Appreciate you. No larger sizes, just small girls.
When did Spanx become not good enough to suck everything in?
I know.
So Lummy, this is what they're sending, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And it kind of smashes it down, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then this one here, what's it say? Tell me this woke snowflake. Oh, this dude right here.
Oh, WHO dude.
WHO dude. They want to take meat away from us as Americans.
Bugs.
Outrageous.
They want to take meat, and they want to make sure that you drive an electric car, and they want to make sure that you don't eat meat. Like that's what's like some of the countries doing, and they say that it's coming this way. No way am I never going to be able to go to Longhorn. Come on now. I mean, I'll die if you can't eat meat. Can you imagine if they make us all like this? Listen to this.
Our food systems are harming the health of people and planet. Food systems contribute to over 30% of greenhouse gas emissions and account for almost 1/3 of the global burden of disease. Transforming food systems is therefore essential by shifting towards healthier, diversified, and more plant-based diets. If food systems delivered healthy diets for all,
did this guy go out and measure every cough fart in the whole planet?
I don't know.
Where do they get this information from? It's such crap.
And is this guy Indian? Because India produces the most amount of pollution of any planet. I mean, of any country on the planet.
Great, let me continue on.
Could save 8 million lives per year.
Yeah.
WHO is committed to supporting countries to develop and implement policies to improve diets and fight climate change. I'm therefore very pleased that over 130 countries have signed the COP28 UAE Declaration on Climate and Health. Together, we can protect and promote the health of both people and planet.
Yeah. Although, did you see this story I put up? This is Lummy, the Universe 25.
Yep.
What is it?
Oh my!
That's a lot of reading. I can't see anything.
I was going to have Dan in here when I talked about this, but it's where they put
the rats,
and the guy did it 20. The guy did it 25 more times, Lummy, to see if indeed the same effect would happen. Here's what happened: the Universe 25 experiment is one of the most terrifying experiments in the history of science. I knew you'd love this, Anna. You're either going to take a big shiz on this or you're going to totally deep dive on it.
I'm going to take a shiz on nothing.
Okay.
Please proceed.
Which, through the behavior of a colony of mice, an attempt by scientists to explain human societies. The experiment involved creating a utopian environment for a population of rats. The enclosure provided an abundance of food, water, nesting materials, and an ample amount of space for rats to roam and socialize. Initially, the rat population thrived and their numbers increased rapidly. However, as the rat population grew, social problems began to emerge. Rats became increasingly aggressive, territorial, and antisocial. Females showed more and more aggression behavior, isolated elements of lack of reproduction mood. There was a low birth rate, and at the same time, an increase in mortality in the younger rodents. Then a new class of male rodents appeared, the so-called beautiful mice, and they refused to mate with the females or to fight for their space. All they cared about was food and sleep. At one point, beautiful males and isolated females made up the majority of the population, just like what's happening here. As time went on, juvenile mortality reached 100% and reproduction reached 0. Among the endangered mice, homosexuality was observed, and at the same time, cannibalism increased despite the fact that there was plenty of food. So they'd eat you even if there was a Big Mac on the other side of the deal. John Calhoun repeated the same experience 25 more times, and each time the result was the same. Isn't that kind of reflective of what
we got going on. We went, from back in the day being able to live amongst each other and have a nice house and go to work and get along. And then a group of males became lazy and they didn't want to work and they only wanted to sleep and eat and they only wanted
to blast.
And they only wanted to associate with certain females and certain people. I mean, isn't that a little bit?
Well, there's a huge reduction in the reproduction within America. Absolutely. The reproduction rate in America, the birth rate in America has dropped significantly for the last couple decades.
And finally, Lummy, breaking news. Trans nurse sentenced to 20 years in prison for murdering an 82-year-old paralyzed patient after the patient was transphobic. So I guess that the patient, the 86-year-old,
probably had dementia.
Maybe not quite up to speed on how cool old timers will tell you what they think.
Right.
So old timers, this nurse might have been, dealing with some old timers like, man, I think that trans stuff's really messed up. Boys should be boys and girls should be girls. This nurse is trans and she, her, it, them, they killed him. So now we got trans. They're calling that trans violence.
I thought trans violence was when trans people killed themselves, but now it's when they kill other people.
Well, they can kill you if you're not trans cool.
Oh,
if you're old and you're in their care. I mean, you got to think if you're a nurse and you're in like hospice or just
a nursing facility.
A nursing facility.
A lot of them are Filipino and black, and they endure a lot of words.
And so
they do.
They do.
I know.
And so,
unfortunately,
a lot of the workers that work there that might be black or might be some other. These old white people are so mean and judgmental that they just say stuff. They really do. They were raised in a different generation. It's not right by any means, but you don't need to kill them. You know what I'm saying? Grandpa might not like, the fact that you're trying to become a woman. And he might have been very vocal about it at bingo, but don't kill the poor guy.
Most of them are super cool about it. Like, they're just used to it. They understand.
The cycle of life is sad. But a lot of times when people are dying, it's not an uncommon phenomenon for them to say and do things that are inappropriate because they're getting a little bit more dementia. They've lost their filter. And the really amazing healthcare workers are able to just have a shield and understand that this is just behavior of a dying person. This transgender person took it personally and killed somebody, an 82-year-old man. And I wonder what was actually said. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. I mean, did he say something horrible to her?
Maybe something that rhymes with
what
Granny.
I mean? It's like there's no words that justify killing an old person.
Something that rhymes with Grammy.
Or Granny.
So this dude here, he's running to be the mayor of London, and I guess the current mayor of London is off the rails on wokeness. And and this guy explains what's the it's the WEF. What's the WEF plan? He calls it the WEF plan. It's a global plan of something. How they have the carbon
World Economic
plan.
Freedom Fund.
I think that might be what it is. Let me see. He wants to tell you
the World Economic Forum.
Yes,
talking about the Great Reset.
So let me. So the World Economic Forum, is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a thing that's really a thing?
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Is Ford participating in it? And like Chevy,
a lot of places are,
Bill Gates.
I think it's like a commission. They have a lot of ideas about the future and not publicizing, taking away private land, private property, and that we'll all just live in this utopian society where everything belongs to everyone.
Sort of like the rats.
Yeah.
It's been around since 1971.
All right. Well, but now I guess isn't it? People are really starting to kind of take. Like there's actual governments and cities that are actually maybe trying to abide by these standards.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And this guy's going to break it down. I think this is where I met. This is where I think my steak's getting taken away right here.
The 15-minute cities is something that the WEF has created called C40.
So they call them 15-minute cities, C40. Anna's probably full whap on this deal. Here we go.
And it's called C40 cities. I would urge you to certainly look on the internet about it and then go to all of the TikTokers and see what they're really saying. Basically, you won't be able to drive a petrol or diesel car anymore. You'll have to buy electric. If you want food, you will get a calorie-controlled system sent to you by text saying, this is what you can eat today. This is what you can have today. If you violate any of these things, They'll freeze your bank account. That is the next step. These are stages in which they're going to implement this stuff.
Now, is this stuff is this guy being for real? Like, is this stuff
It's
really
like their
happening?
30-year plan.
It's a 15-minute where you can get anything you want and you can walk to it in 15 minutes. Everything is
Yeah, but what
in
about
your
that
grasp.
steak? They're telling me I can only eat this. I can only eat this
paste.
I can only eat this paste stuff, and if I get caught eating a T-bone, they're taking $10 out of my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
This was signed up by the WEF and the
I can't think of the dumber thing ever.
WEF.
I want to be able to drive a gas car. I want to be able to get on my grader, burn diesel.
Wouldn't life be easier though if they just got a text like, "Hey, eat this today"? I'd be like, "Great idea."
Are they
Thank
are
you.
they providing that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
has
yeah, it's right
signed
down the
up
street.
with our mayor in London as the chair, and he has gone around the world.
So the mayor of London is the chair of this organization. And this is his opponent, and he actually is correct by laying caution to the wind, saying, "Hey, for you London people that are looking for a mayor, our current mayor, the guy I'm running against, is the chair of this weirdo association that wants to take, if you eat the wrong thing, they're going to freeze your bank account. Nobody in the world's going to go for that. Who would go for that? If I eat, some Frosted Flakes I ain't posted, they're going to take $10 away from me. I'll be broke."
Communicate this C40 to all of the countries in the world, and most of the countries are looking at adopting it. Now, I am going to abolish it. It is a hopeless position.
I haven't heard of any C40 here in America.
So it's like the Paris Climate Accord. When I was in law school, I learned that America is a sovereign country and that we're not bound by any international agreements unless and until it's ratified by the United States Congress and the Senate, which is why the Iran deal never went through, because the Senate and the Congress never approved it. So all of these international deals, we're not bound by them. And yet these last few presidents have engaged in a series of world agreements, whether it's the WHO,
like globalist agendas.
Globalist agendas where they're less concerned about the sovereignty of the United States and they're more concerned about the well-being of the whole world under false premises like global warming or climate control or climate change or electric vehicles or what you intake and you eat. It's an absolute travesty because we're not bound by any of this crap.
Until we are.
We're voluntarily doing. We're
so we'd have to
choosing
vote.
do it.
Like this would have to go in front of our congressional process in order to be able to be. They're not going to be able to spring this on us, right?
And none of those
Well,
things.
technically they're doing it slowly. We're going all electric.
The reason that Trump was able to undo the Paris Climate Accord and the TPP and all these things that were done by Obama is because they were never ratified by Congress, including the Iran nuclear deal. And so
they just he wrote him into law, but he didn't get him validated for the 1-2 combo.
Yep. So the Congress never approved any of that stuff. So Trump comes back in and he removes those executive orders, and then Biden comes back in and he puts them all back in. And this is why the United States government works so poorly and we're so frozen, because we are allowing our presidents to run by executive fiat, and that's a nightmare.
An
This should be
open
done by
prison,
Congress.
or shall we say a COVID for all the rest of our lives. We will not be able to work unless it's in our 15-minute city. It's diabolical. It's not this is not the right thing. And it's been hidden.
I think this, to me, sounds so George Jetson-y. Like there's no way they could pull that off
Or
here.
George Soros.
That's what they want for sure.
You do it bit by bit, like Lemmy's saying. You don't do it all at once.
And listen, this
and
is
COVID was a great test for that.
Hold on. So George Soros' name first came in, right? And you're like, well, they do it bit by bit. Well, guess what? George Soros just bought the second largest broadcasting radio company.
What does Macho Man think about that?
He can't like it. And the fact that, Audacity or Odyssey, which used to be CBS, second largest radio network. They merge. I think I forget who it was, CBS and like Town Square or CBS, whatever. I don't know who the hell, but CBS merged with somebody and they became Odyssey, the second largest radio group. They then no radio's making any money at all. Most radio companies, unless you're small like John Cracchiola and Bruce, you can not having a lot of stations means you might make a little bit of money, but if you got hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of stations, like most of the big five, Beasley, Cox, Cumulus, Odyssey, and iHeart, those being the five largest, you're in a ton of debt. you're in trouble. You're cutting salaries. I mean, you're automating things. You got in some instances AI for your radio. The personality on the air on that music station, on that top 40 music station in Grand Rapids, Michigan, chances are could be an AI. It's more prevalent in radio than it ever had. It's more so than people know. And George Soros, who's probably probably the best guy in the world. He has influenced many elections. He's not from our country. He just bought Odyssey. He has an entire 300 or 400 radio station portfolio now. Talk about being able to spread some propaganda, right?
Control the narrative.
Well, before Audacity, he already owned 230 radio stations.
Right. Now, but that was just, he kind of pieced together, he pieced them together. Now he's got the company Odyssey along with those other 230 McGillicuddies that he's got. And just don't think he can't patch together a liberal leaning, network real fast, right?
Yeah.
If you're a passenger, hopefully Brian Matroni, who's on his way to Vegas today, doesn't get disruptive because this chick right here, this is all on my Twitter.
Is this real?
At the Bubba Army. She was being supposedly disruptive. I mean, what do you do? I mean, Seth, here's the deal. If you just got flight attendants, I don't think they might have a set of handcuffs on board. Some of them do, some of them don't. But and a person's trying to open up the emergency exit. You got to restrain them.
They got her looking like an Israeli hostage, Bub. I mean, they got the duct tape through the mouth right now. I mean, you're telling me that they don't have.
Yeah, but you're going to say that. But I mean, first of all, the duct tape on the mouth deal might be her own doing because she's just flapping her gums so damn much and won't stop screaming that for the comfort for being comfortable for the next 4 hours while we got this nut job on the air. You might have to duct tape the bitch's mouth.
This has just got to be another country, I think, that put this together. I don't think this happened in the States.
I think this is maybe Fort Worth, Texas.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com and sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
That's the whole reason. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do it. And when I started seeing that when they had the brownouts in California during the summer, and I'm like, well, what if you have an electric car only? And then we had the hurricane, and I had my Taycan. I sold that fucker a week afterwards. My power's out for 3 days. I was fucked. You can't. Yeah, but you can't. Of course I do. But you can't bring a gallon of electricity to the side of the road.
No, I know, but then also you can think about it, that they can monitor you and shut down the car too.
Absolutely.
So. You haven't had to use your generator yet, have you?
It goes on every Saturday at 12:30. But
So
I've
you
used it
chime in on the
maybe.
deal, get all
It's come on
upset.
maybe half a dozen times for short, just power outages.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's quiet.
All people from NC.
No, it's loud as shit.
Is it? Oh, yeah,
All
that's right.
people
You
from NCR
got.
I have the Generac one, and it's up high right next to
Did he
it.
buy
I know it's
NCR
up
too,
high,
or no,
but
he already
it's
owned
big,
them?
right?
Yeah, it's like the whole house.
I think it's just majority share. I'll just
When were you that?
Oh, okay.
He's not the first.
Tailgate?
What about
Yeah.
NPR?
So quiet.
Is it?
NPR is owned by.
I mean, it's small, obviously.
Oh, duh, yeah.
I forgot that you've got the really
That's
big
why I
one.
get so worked up on it. Because they make us, like my little station, they make us do all this public service work, and they don't pay us any funding or nothing for
Right,
that.
right,
But they all get paychecks,
right. Must be nice.
apparently.
Yeah. Little fuckers. Oh, Jesus. Oh, damn.
Thank you, Patrick Winter.
Yum.
$30, 60 months.
Oh, God, that's good.
Kind of got a little stiff.
We need more oil.
It feels really stiff.
Yeah, you gotta give it like a good little.
You gotta give it a good tug.
You gotta warm it up.
Gotta,
A little fr.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go. There you
See,
go.
puss boy, you can do it.
That was good. It's really moving now. It's like
Yeah.
There was that grease that Bubba put on it.
Spin it, honey.
Oh, that was good. I get $1,000. I landed on red.
Yeah, Kenny Power says the wheel sounds real nice now.
Real crispy. We just had to wait a little bit. Just had to let that baby warm up. Now we got a fucking wheel. That was a beta wheel we had before. Now we got an alpha wheel.
I think it's awesome.
Jay, do you want to spin it?
I do.
Jay, do you want to fix it?
Look at that.
Like Bob Barker.
Jay, nothing's wrong with that wheel, right?
Lummy, is it dry eraser
Yeah,
board?
now, 'cause
Yes,
Dan
it
fixed
is.
it.
Just takes a
Lummi
little
was
bit
glad
of
that Dan,
elbow grease.
Dan adjusted it.
Do
Bubba's Kenko's $100 in the cash app for Sora's assassination squad.
Let me really take it personally.
I did.
Lummy, do we have any? Can you
Dry erase markers?
bring the wheel up here?
Bring it up there?
Yeah, and do we have any dry erase?
I don't know. I'll ask Macho. We should. We had all those whiteboards. Wait, is this one?
What?
Yes, wet erase. Here we go. Here's one.
Bring it to me as fast as
It's
you
blue
can.
though, Bubba. If you want, I can see if I can get
It's been a slow day today on the money.
You want to see? Well, we just got Bubba's
Money,
Kenko for
money,
100.
money.
Do you want to see? Let's see if I can get a black one.
I felt like it's been slow too. I'm sorry.
Bubba's Kenks.
I'm uploading the podcast right now as we speak. Kabuki Jones, what's up? I love being ahead of the podcast game. Just got to make sure this is the right podcast.
Yeah. Please, the big.
Well, you know what? 69. We rarely have, we're rarely a day ahead on the podcast. So I was like, why not just upload it now? Let's get this taken care of. Why spend 5 more minutes here? What up, Uber Intruder? Kenny Powers. Sorry, guys, I'm not looking at Rumble if anybody's talking right now. It's covered up by my
I'm
podcast
on Rumble.
action.
What's up, Rom?
You're the man. Are you on Twitter, 69? I feel
for guns. I think you beat me, but I can't remember.
I feel like you are. I feel like I saw you, but I just want to make sure. What up, Panda Little Pig?
Bubba, here's an eraser if you need it.
Oh, I don't need it. Thank you.
I love erasers, Lummy. I'll always treasure that.
You want to hold on to it?
I'm gonna be Bubba's eraser, bitch.
I ain't got it.
Busting my ass today. Been a very slow cash day. Put on one hell of a show. I just know I have.
You're listening to the man that is
Nothing on
best
PayPal.
friends with Deion Sanders, Tony Stewart, and not Hulk Hogan anymore. Now, back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
I just sent her about another 30 or 40 of those. So, Lummy, hopefully that'll get freshened up a little bit because I'm already sick of those.
Bubba's Kenko's $100 cash app.
Thank you so very much. I don't know if the PayPal about nothing. Dog dick 0.
Vegas Bubba Army 25 on the cash app and
On the,
Gloria Zach 25.
Oh,
on
Gloria, the wife of Malcolm / Angus, saw her last Sunday, or whatever day it was, at the Purdue game. Her mother, Sue, and my mom's shuffleboard game, Lummy, it got canceled yesterday.
Oh, no.
Because, there was they even said there was a hurricane over here by one of my, I think it might have been Gooch, texted me. He's like, I was watching the Weather Channel. And they said there was a mini tornado by the Tampa airport. And
There was 2 water spouts, one in St. Pete and one by the airport. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir.
There's one at St. Pete. What the hell, man?
Yeah, they're all water spouts.
I mean, still, water spouts can turn into something, can't they?
Yeah, but.
So I wanted to, Jay, I think, has Trey, who will be a senior soon, bud?
Correct. He's almost finishing his junior year.
Police departments warn high school senior assassin game could turn deadly. Here's what it is. Now,
is it the squirt gun thing?
I don't know.
Oh God, my kids! It's the funnest thing. They're having the best time doing it.
Oh, so it's a thing.
Yeah, the girls are doing it.
Now hold on. Now
someone gets shot.
What is it?
So seniors at Jesuit and the Academy and Plant have a squirt gun game that starts like last week. And they'll literally be waiting at someone's house at 6 a.m. and when they pull out for school with their window open, they'll shoot them. And then if you get it on a video, then you're out. And so there's literally like this. It's just
now
a fun squirt game.
Are they shooting them with clothes on, or are they shooting the cars?
You have to get them. You can't get their window. You have to get them in with their window open.
Completely make you have to go back inside and get ready for school again?
Well, that's the
point is to mess up their day.
It's like a squirt gun. It's literally water.
And this is new prank that seniors are playing or kids are playing to each other now?
Now, here's where it can get...
By the way, LM Clothes, let me, God bless his little soul, prove that PayPal is working.
Oh.
I know
$50. Thank you. Thank you, LM.
Oh, LM.
Thank you, LM.
So go ahead. So you know a kid
who tried to block another one of his friends in the morning in front of his driveway, and the kid didn't realize it. He backed right into his car.
Yeah, but the parents are happy about that.
Yeah, so I mean, can people get hurt doing this? Sure, if you're an idiot and you block someone's car, but if it's
are your kids having to go out like wear camo to the car? I mean, try to, Pink Panther their way through the
ghillie suit
that she could park her car inside her gate, and that she could come out the back. We were literally playing. It's like all the parents play along with it. It's fun.
Okay,
Bubba's Cankles, $100 in the Cash App.
Thank you. We need it. The Fox 32 is going to tell you this potentially could be deadly.
A tradition for high school seniors, prompting a warning from.
What's up with Shorty? My
Damn.
Lord, little Cuban missile.
That is her color.
That is everything on her. Yeah. That hair coming down like you're right over the
That's just a handsome couple of newscasters, right?
Yeah, Elizabeth Matthews live with safety.
He's not nearly as good looking as
He's good.
Hold on, then you're going to throw it over to some reporter that's got a T-shirt on?
Concerns over what is known as senior assassins.
Elizabeth, did you bother to take off your sleeping shirt?
Yeah, guys, this is a tournament-style game where high schoolers, normally seniors, hence the name Senior Assassins, kind of seek out opponents, other students, perhaps from the same high school, perhaps from other schools, to shoot them with water guns. And sometimes they're playing with those very traditional, kind of old-school super soakers, brightly colored super soakers, but sometimes they're playing with this. Take a look at this picture. This was posted by St. Charles Police. Very realistic guns, but they're actually water guns. These are not
They look real to me.
But that will get you.
so then they pull that out, then you shoot them.
They're not using that.
They're using these to play that Senior Assassins
I know, but
game in
I
St.
mean,
Charles.
as a kid, if you at the intersection, you point that to a guy or something,
You get shot.
There have been several 911 calls from residents seeing teens in hoodies or masks sneaking around neighborhoods. Police were called, but they were only playing that Senior Assassins game. In Gurnee on Tuesday, a group of neighboring high school students went into a restaurant wearing ski masks and holding water guns that looked real, looking for other students. But then a concealed carry holder got involved, and it could have escalated quickly.
Yeah, so some guys at a coffee shop, these girls or boys roll in with masks and these squirt guns that look like real guns, and the old timer, the old timer who served in Vietnam's having a flashback, and he pulls out his fully registered, permit to carry gun and blasts them.
Thankfully,
Rudy,
no one
20
was
on the
injured
Cash
in
App.
that
Thank you, Rudy.
Yesterday,
And
police.
Seth Kushner.
$1.99.
No. $1.
There you go.
Cash App.
Say this game could end possibly in
Fish on the J, 50. Thank you, my friend, on the PayPal.
charges or
You're
injuries
welcome.
if not careful.
If you go somewhere and you point this realistic looking gun or have it just out, somebody's going to call us, and that you're going to get a police response. And not only is it could be potentially criminal charges.
I feel like this guy should be teaching social studies. He doesn't look like a cop or nothing at all.
There's a safety concern for whoever's doing that because they may think it's a game.
Yeah,
no doubt. But if somebody else doesn't think it's a game,
you need to be working for Great Clips. My God, look at that hair. That hair is on point.
But
That hair.
25.
they could get hurt, and we don't want anybody to get hurt.
This game, Senior Assassins, is not just being played in suburban Chicago, but nationwide, and it has been happening for a few years now. Aurora police say that teenagers could, if all goes kind of wrong, they could end up with charges, something like disorderly conduct.
Okay, whatever.
So 3 years it's been going on. How many shootings have we heard of? Zero.
So let me. I wanted to end the show with my new. I got my new prize wheel here that you've assembled, and Dan has adjusted, awesomely.
And Jay said it was a great.
And I got, and when we do our first appearance on April 20th, Kenny Chesney concert, which we need the Diacos to hook us up at the parking.
Yes, Dan's working on it.
We got. Here are the prizes that we potentially will have at said appearance: a koozie, a keychain, a T-shirt, a duck, sunglasses, cash cube. So that's again, koozie, keychain. What is that? Keychain,
trinket.
Oh, I can't even say. Oh, T-shirt, duck, sunglasses, and then a spin again. One of the red, because one red is the cash cube. You can't put 2 cash cubes on there. You can only put 1. So the other red one has to be just like spin again, right?
So you can get the duck or the cash cube?
Well, you can get the koozie or the keychain as well. So I thought maybe as we're right on time today, I spin this, 10 times, and we see, we give it a dry run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
All right, here's spin 1. On it, write the guy down. What he wins. T-shirt. That'd make a guy happy, right?
Yes.
All right. Spin number 2. Another T-shirt. Well, I'm trying to see how much it's going to cost us in the average of 10 people, Seth.
I know.
There's money behind this.
I wish I was getting all of these things.
Spin number 3. So far, we're giving away 2 T-shirts.
Man, that thing is humming right now.
Another T-shirt.
Uh-oh. Those aren't cheap.
No.
Yeah, we're already down $33. Spin again. Whew. That's helping the odds. Yeah, right. Spin again. Now, what spin number am I on now?
5.
So this will be 5?
Yes.
T-shirt.
Oh my God, we're out of shirts.
What about one that says "Get the hell out of here"?
Sunglasses.
All right.
We can afford that all day.
Sunglasses. We haven't hit the cash cube yet, thank
Do you
God.
just like spinning that wheel, Bubba?
T-shirt.
Does it feel good?
I'm just seeing how many spins it usually takes to get to the cash cube.
Take 1.
1 in 12.
Duck.
It's just number 10.
This is number 10 right here?
Yeah.
Koozie.
Are there really odds on something like this?
Yes,
there would be.
12.
Yeah,
Of course. It's like,
yeah. All right, so
like
this is
roulette.
spin number 11, right?
Oh, okay.
No, I'm asking you.
Yes, it is.
Duck. Technically, this should be cash cube. This is the 12th spin. Duck.
Trick me said we're up to a full outfit.
One. T-shirt. I think.
On time.
I think that we are. I think. T-shirt.
Okay.
I think we need to bring a lot of T-shirts to the event.
Yeah, I think so.
Couple ducks.
It's the $10,000 cash cube. Can you imagine if we went a whole weekend and nobody got in the cash cube?
What a win.
You can put some hot chicks in there, though, right?
Oh, there's gonna be hot chicks.
I'm
Yeah.
saying we could let them in even if they don't.
Oh
hit
yeah,
the
we can be
spin.
like, hey, you're a hot chick. We'll let you get 15 seconds in there. You know what I'm saying? Right. Show us your. Maybe come around the corner here and show us your jugs.
Yeah, go in the cream machine.
Those cowboy boots.
Jugs?
And those Daisy Dukes. We're gonna be streaming it live on YouTube as well. Last spin of the day, they're out of here.
What an addict.
All right.
Cash cube.
Spin again.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on a Hummel show next. On a Hummel show.
Clinic code.
Is next.
2 Live Jew out now.
The
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
Me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Brett, the Filthy Ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.